Hello, good morning, and thank you very much for tuning in to Need 100.9. Akasma be dio no nsiana no nso abo. Esa mama chibio mama kwaba. Ya no pedwumedie Ghana montie so na ukue yatna si. En komo no gina manyosem. So the bankrata nkomo ye be kenkan bi dia ma. Interviews ahodo ya chichiri ni nyina befu. Nya me di dwumedie ho chiame a otemi kan no pe kwasi aboagye ni medin. Kabna fu be bo akenkan de bankrata no dia ma ye. Bajinchire 0503721744. Anope ho ye. Etisi anope. Ibia boko. Ebefa. Ibia be fine. Everything gonna be all right. Monsieur Befa, everything is gonna be all right.
One delegate, one scholarship to America. One delegate, one scholarship to America. Meaning, say wunu why all mine out to me kwa uba na se offer. Se me diffia me nu ewo akunyana so na me ma one delegate, one scholarship wa. Mumma pam me free office no. Mumma pam me free.
Bibia be fine. Mon come akoma to me why? Ai bia be kwa America. Minna. Rani ankopo. Chale.
One delegate, one scholarship to America.
Hey, and think of no GD pass. And you GD pass. Quick. Idea. Share. I'm over Genesis.
One delegate, one scholarship to America. One delegate, one scholarship to America. Meaning, say,
Akwawe regional chairman crowd paid in here. Obey president, dear Charlie, you be fine. You know, be okay. Obi any problem because I nipa be say na I Ghana for to man no be president no because obi be chairman crowd no. Was your be my scholarship? Akwa America. Eh?
Na o kana me so mama yen so no.
Okay.
One delegate, one scholarship to America. One delegate, one scholarship to America. Meaning, say wunu why all mine out to me kwa uba na se offer. Se me diffia me nu ewo akunyana so na me ma one delegate, one scholarship wa. Mumma pam me free office no. Mumma pam me free.
Oh my goodness. Eh, Usha de na baka say movie bi no moyo. Kuma wood movie but real. Real pa kwanso pe regional chairman di. Was you did 2 years na say ye hu hwe a ye me pamo no fie kunya no so. Dama yale. Ano pay for be a sirwai. No anya ni sa. Benya BPB. Need 100.9 Ghana Montier Media Sino go away streaming live on Facebook. So bet me a TNO share be or Need 100.9 FM. We also on YouTube. I'll bet me share despite media chakoina or the team Need FM no with Media no share be. Ya can't go on pay Baby Din come Baba head near Koso or my Ghana mo. Abrabo muti send ye. Bosumi no say am say ne toso nsu ne mi boa. E wa afi mu. Hey. E asemo. Ose.
Ochini August.
Toso watchini.
Ai. September na ye enkron. Na chese aka kakra bi ne yekodi bronya.
Ene mama yen husu.
Over kwesi dia ya.
Which means aka Bosumi be na bi.
Me fan se be ya miensa. One say we twemu ane ye ko 9th man.
Say aka 9.
Na over kwesi we September August ya ye wure mu. The July ni kura twemu mbo ye hu. Ye be kata ye ni this week he be ko. Ewrade ye adom ye be wie next week what dey ko no. Ube wan say August na eno so ko na wie. Hey, yeah, akaka kra bi na ye kodi bronya. Yes, ya sing kakran say. Yes, time and tide wait for no man. A brand time will be a me yanama say.
Bench you as be say.
What I could see, I didn't know can say.
There's any better no corner.
I say we are see query ya. And no moment there no credit. And my friend saw them aba. Asase wusu obesisi esi.
Ukraine for ni Russia for beba.
Russia ni
COVID-19 beba.
COVID-19 yare dom. Enso beba aba. Emma be wa wo ho aba. Emma nso be wa wo ho aba. Wasi ye ni wiase awie ya ho nsentre ni. Enti eye no kura enche Yesu beba.
Police ni any fire service ni ti kem. Na meti ni jiji sika. She baby asem ni free.
Trust.
Wajijia odu front, wo munyina nso te front. O say yes, one front. Police na etia na fire na etia. Na police ya fire. Na fire nso ahwe
Police. Abai.
Yegusu ni yeko. O say yes, one front. Oh, na driver ni bo break show ati kwasi ati masa boni patrol di no face kama. O se fire Mr. Wa Mr. Wa.
Ghana Montie. Ghana Montie. Ghana Montie. Ghana Montie.
Oh, this bo. Kasia bo. Ko wakata munsa. Amaya se.
Onye yimu no kretrodo kagire men kamadine bo
Nitafe
mayentie kosi abwaji 100.9
Kwesi bonkwe
Ya bonkrata ni nsem kwa na fo boa me anope kwesi na yede abrem kama
Yo
ya bonkrata
Abusuafo de bokrata me de sase ya Ghanaian Times de bokrata no na nei enipa ba ko a woso ntakrata we de bokrata no mu aye ononyamfo Alan Koto Chiramantenton kamia ye se ni nyina wo mu bi enra no wo pa ho ntoma Ghana Mampani His Excellency Nana Danko Akufo-Addo ena no right hand man ononyamfo Alan Koto Chiramanten wo mu lante no kama National African Continental Free Trade Area Policy Framework and Action Plan eno ena wapa ho ntoma ononyamfo Alan Koto Chiramanten atrese saa die we ya ababo asie eye tumedi ababua pa matitiri we ba no etadie we bibie mu a etumi atumpa kwano etaman sonso a saa yetumi de niamapa ade akotaman so akoton we ba babua na Ghana yesika sam so etumi ejira ne naso a weta ononyamfo Alan Koto Chiramanten daate hene wode ne mfoni ababeto anim se ya wokura mic ya wakasa na demokrate anim ha wade maame ndari bazu wela abudu ne mfoni abatoa ne ho ayafe pa wapam African wear kama en waboduku woso en wode ne tani ato no kom na ne simu gire no efe pa na nei maame Saratu Asafo na wano no ye minister gender children and social protection ne bayare enti ne ba no United States of America en wo akwa no ayare sa wo ho obi a wo so ne bayade a watia ne se yi na firi ho sabre de nipa a wokɔhye atire ɛyɛ na alibazu wela abutu ɔno no wɔkɔ akɔhye atire ate amano na owura bi a wɔda posifoɔ sɛnseɛ ɛkura yabɔ no sobo a wɔda sɛnse wɔ wɔmuti ya ne si owura yi wasan no ho a committee suicide ɛwɔ polisifoɔ sɛnse hɔ a ayɛ awerɛhosɛm paa afei botek wɔn to school no mu kyerɛ sɛ aposifoɔ ne student ne kɔkrase yɛ menteme nwase ne ntokɔ ɛkɔɔ so na nya asɛm ketewa ɛnam so ɛma wɔn to school no mu kɔsi sɛ nhyehyɛmu a emu tɔ ɛbɛkɔ so ansa na school no wɔn bɛwie a wɔn abie na ɛga na mmeranteɛ bi ɛyere wɔn ho yɛ adeɛ paa 100 meters finals no azamati akɔrɔfae safuanti nso akɔrɔfae no wɔn ɛsɛ so wɔn kɔ break records no a some time ago Jamaica ni abranteɛ mpo yɛ fɛn sɛ Usain Bolt ɛkɔ break yɛ no ɛsɛ so wɔn nso tum kɔ break bie na wɔn te nneɛma pa ɛde ba Ghana nti wɔn ayɛ krado wɔ ha se nya abɔ aban sɛ pe there they go wɔn bɛtu America akɔgye nnuonyam sɛ ɛde abrɛ Ghana foɔ na tebokrata daily guide anim ha wɔde owura Stephen Ayensu intim mfoni abeto ha ɛyɛ krata enra General Secretary ma MPP amanyoko ɛna ne nsa ɛhyɛ saa krata na se a wɔde pia bonten Justin Kodua from Power asɛm na mekan dankwa buzia domo tradition General Secretary wɔkyerɛ sɛ kane executives ya namuda party no ano efiri branch ya besi national obi biara party ejapade bia wo fakọ say your party car go and give it to them say your party bibia party ejapade bia wo bia no fakọ say wanya ne saa na say emrei egbotia wo a na nase odi wutiri to enu nti say wonim say party car wo especially party cars no say party car wo yanka safa wodi ye party aduma why ye aduma na wie go and park the car so that womusu a womu be incoming ones will get chance to use that cars enti yasremo mo a use cars no watam no mo mfa nkosi wo na afofrofo no so emefa nyusu the bankrate nso edemame hatia ladiba abdu ne mfani abeto enne wono nso waso ntakrata wo de bakrata awodo ni nyina mu ne ho afepa wasa kente ne yafugudie ni bia wo de apam ana wasa de bia boniti fe en woda ha wale laleba o laleba wale laleba ena de wale laleba en wabeye minister gender children and social protection ya wakwamra sebe fie no wamuti ne tumupe waba be se na dwuma ase enipa bi akura tuo ekote maame abrewa bi sieye saa bre de aposifu adawurma womunsa aka womu wode sofo bi mfoni abetoa ye friend Pastor Gosson na saa Pastor Gosson yase na sori ye kese pa wa branches bebre ena wone ne yere ye de womu akogina court ya asembei 23.7 million Ghana cedis fraud wa ye de atetare womu afei aposifu any student ya wobotek ntokwa no womu kono womu sia ye exam practice ena course wo eno na ekofa asa abasabasa wo nyina ba ya me no kase botek womu atum for now kwesisa investigation ebetumi akoso kama na tebokrata ya friend said daily graphic ya nimwa wade data yine wononyamfo alan kojo tremantin don nimfoni abatu anim say ya was African wear ya pam na kama sa papa mu beka ya some time ago bi pa ya ni ya se African wear fiade bia no no was pa yansa ya ni ankase ya ni amade wo ya ade na enyu ano nko an wogina ha ononyamfo kojo ponkroma wono nso agina ha no bia wo mu display copy action plan ya wo mu lanche ye eyade ya Africa Continental Free Trade Area Policy Framework and Action Plan and wo mu apa hontuma wa ha no say ya wo mu de kire efiri sabre de ko etedie be ya akona ewo Ghana ha wononyamfo alan kojo kyeremante ana wodi sa dwumadie yanim na Ghana yesikasem etumi etina ne nanso afei ewurade ya adomu a eye next week yo monsa no so nya this week eye next week efiri atwada ebrada de krono light bill ya betum ya friend say utility tariffs it comprises of water bill ya yetu insured there is part of it. The same thing, light bill and also is part of it. And the idea beyond the utilities. The yetu and wafia na wamu betum na santia wamu tumene said the abaya wamu betum yasume yasompa enti no wamu tume papa so pa uma so nya nenum de eye ni yemua parliamentary committee and wamu pushie wamu trase local apprentices no asase yamu wamu tax waiver yamu wamu tax waiver ebe mu wo ho ahade won obetumi apprentice bebre enso sika ketu abi no wamu betua said the abaya betumi create jobs e de amagana mebunu mineral fund wamu be university o industrial salt sector and also betumi aboa ne anya sika bebrebe na Ghana mrantie mienu no ameka wo mu asem no wo mu be 100 meters ye ko bi acho akwa ne member say some time ago saa time wana Usain to ka ho no ena Ghana ni ba ko no waginam sa na Usain na no wo hwe no ye bo ade no pin nyina no wada so gina kire ho anti nani ba no ho so no no wo mawie enti wo ba no sesa nan no Olympic that time no but this time around no some rantie mienu wei wo mawie ata so say wo mu so betumi adi nkunim wo mu dane pa se di wo mu si dane no amama ka kwa me abebre se sa time ye bo pi na kwa me abebre se duru no wa dada na nkaefo ni nyina egu etire nti azamatini safo definitely wo mba kwa akwaje eye medals fe e di abre Ghana fo na the Democrat your friend say Ghanaian public anim ha mampani ya resafo ba ko a waye eye maame sara to asafo do me kwa benyafo sisi amumra sebedani no wanya minister bi owo enti muntumi nkoho se first ya nanko ye minister
mampani yine di onya resafo
ayi nedi
yo anya resafo
of course he said deputy no aba enim
anya resafo
wa yinedi
to yinedi
later no
o yinedi nti anya resafo no na abotre because a man for the woman need di resafo kan already o si wa hwe ana
I say resafo
onya resafo chaso
onyanko kura mi refi ni ding ya no
no na em nyonko
I ta send message en kaida ba meka na the Democrat Ghanaian public anim ha what the Mrs. Mavis Awakumsin oyamra sebetani ma adese ewo ewutu senya is na djuma penti wo sa to aso akobie wono kro obekọ no post obi an contest no endei wono no oya minister fisheries and aquaculture na womoto epunum across season womutum said the abaya nam no ebetumi awo womu nyanyam ebetumi afidi womma na emma no nso anyina abaya akase kama enti womutum afedi yabie enti afafo betumi akopo na womu akoyi na mabre ya me yawe na nsaye womuto epumu se na nambo den pa o kwa akoto chenam a no buoden nanso yanam se crosses na bawie ye no enambo eba bebofom woni onyamfo Samuel Abdullahi Jinapo ana wo no gretie eye Green Street Committee no ayo mu be se kwa ho street ni mu nyina aye green kama enua no aye duaduaye no wo mu be observers womu behwehwehwe nnua nyina se na hoɔde te sɛ yɛno dɔ ho yɛntwitwa ho ekuramu nya green ɛhe na ɛse yɛdɔ saa nkɔbiti na ɛba bɛhwɛ saa dwumadie no nyinaa so kama sɛdeɛ ɛbɛyɛ a ekuramu bɛtie nti ɛyɛ Green Street Committee ɛne wapa ho ntoma yi na minister yɛabɔ ne din sɛ wɔmɛyɛ minister designate gender and social protection ɛyɛ Laleba Abdu wale Laleba wɔnie enti mmarahyɛbayafoɔ gye ne tumu pɛ na kyɛ sɛ ɛdɛm Madam Harriet yo ɛne yɛso provide borehole ɛde ama Gyase community sɛdeɛ ɛbɛyɛ a wɔn nso bɛnya nsupa no mu nti wɔse wɔn nyɛ na wɔn mbu nsuo ni bi afei wɔte ADB MD Dr. John Kofi Mensah ne mfoni abatoa ɛne wɔkyerɛ sɛ wɔn bɛboa Africa Continental Free Trade Area no sɛdeɛ ɛbɛyɛ a ɛbɛtumi aboa businessmen ya ɛwɔ Ghana ha na sɛdeɛ medi nka ka kyerɛ mo wɔ no de bɔkrata yɛ frɛ ne sɛ Daily Post w'anim ha ɛna yɛ panin pa a wɔda no yɛ frɛ no wɔwura Kenneth Atefa na Kenneth Atefa no wɔkyerɛ sɛ saa magic no pa deɛ ɛnya ade a wɔbɛtumi ayɛ sɛ September bɛso na obi anya Ghana card no wɔntumi nya saa magic no ade na yɛ nkakra nti wɔsrɛ maame yɛsrɛ Usu Akufo sɛ bia September bosumi bɛkɔ awieyɛ obi abɛnya Ghana card ɛde akɔ register ne sim card deɛ there be madam I'm sorry I can't do that, it's not possible MPP amanyokuo ekuo ni bi ma na no wo mutrɛ sɛ ɛsɛsɛ mampani wɔyɛ resafo na wɔde afoforofoɔ bɛm ɛno ho asɛm so ɛwɔ ha ononyamfoɔ Julius Debra wɔyɛ Kane chief of staff a wɔsom wɔ NDC abamu na ne nia pa wɔpɛ n'asɛm wɔne ne bɔ nkosua tafre wɔne no ana kɔnnakranda wɔwure yɛ atoa nananom wɔnsia do ya ononyamfoɔ Julius Debra asɛm na yɛ na werɛhoɔ pa ntinisuo ya na wɔkyini abusuafoɔ so wɔ mu tenase ahwɛ ɛnte bia da wɔ mu de bɛkata na tikura no wɔde baba abeto Ghanafoɔ anim ti wɔtwa ne brada no mfoni abeto anim sei wɔ mu sɛpa wɔsɛ no space kama ɛna wɔsɛ African wear ɛna wɔde ne mfoni abeto de bɔkrata ne soro anim sei ɛnne yi wɔwura Julius Debra n'ani ɛda kotomogem na the latest couple in town His Excellency the former president John Dramani Mahama ɛna ne ho kane Maame Lodina Mahama wɔn di anum sɛ ya wɔn di asa wɔn yi awurade ayɛ awade yɛ nkɔfoɔ awade a 1 year 2 years penanto kwa bebrebe we de 30 years nie wɔn da so te wɔn te yɛn so yɛnte bɔne bia asɛm bi ansi wɔ wɔn ntem wɔn yɛ best of the best and we tell women funny about one say ya was sign at the nana upoku adjumai and what day or see a dear you adjumai bed do some penny phone in our coat to make the NWCBA weta woman funny a day abetuha na bakwa me de abe the new publisher SIM card registration no app no and a Ghana for BB Sama me a slow Usu Akufo say saa app no wɔkɔtɔ ne sɛn ɛba ne sɛn wɔkɔnya sika wɛn wɔde kɔtɔɔyɛ ɛna wɔtɛ so daabi aban ɛntua sempo ankaprɛ bibi anim ɛyɛ app a wɔn ankasa na develop yɛ a wobɛtumi akɔ so wɔtumi register wo sim card fɛfɛɛfɛ wonsia wɔ ha biara Hadi Alariba minister yabɔ ne din gender and social protection ne mfoni ɛda ha wɔte Mensah Deputy Minister Designate, or also gender, children and social protection, or no soon funny edaha. Mama Sarah Dwasafo, were good very kama, but ya running time out. Will be as ya butuno, where butuni say out, go out, go. Na go out to our going, na Hadiana riba, and na oba. Abrantie no ye sini yini a no wo sini twam ne afra no wa atebuate watoa nananom wonse de ya ne din ankasa de prince yosin na mom enam se no wasi ni temu nti edi ane ye de frɛ no eye wate ewu wonya mfrensia etuonum mienu 52 years na memfa ne kransie waye bi owura Stephen Asamoah Boateng ena wo ka kira Ghana fo se mampani wonimde obi antumi nhyɛ ne so wanya resafo oya resafo what wonim said ya resafo wonim mampani he knows everything enti obi ani wanu mu obetumi asa ne se onko benkumu anaso onko nimfa obi a wayɛ lawyer ya wasaya human right activist ya wamaimu ensamu a wadie ene adwuma a wayɛ politics wabɛyɛ minister foreign affairs wasakura bɛyɛ attorney general enti obi anim Ghana hanum sɛ ya wonim politics mutama mpani na nado wabe pa wonim Ghana politics yie wonim da obɛyɛ reshuffle en wonim da onya reshuffle na safo na wa emrantie ni bi ya mampani ya reshuffle asa akwala bia wo mu pushing say onya reshuffle anya by force wo mu nya botrama mampani etamo come na so person ya reshuffle he would do it but anya nse said ye wo mu ye no anya kura anya nika na the Democrat the inform anim hanum say ana wote mampani na na dodankwa Akufo-Addo asɛm a wɔkatre abrofo no sɛ tamu a wo mu bɛfa ye nomum ade koye nkuru tuduma ɛwɔ mu kurom no ɛsɛso wo mu pa ye kyɛw wo mu de kyɛw pa kɛseɛ pa ma ye ntrɛ sɛ wo mu ma ye ho tre ɛno kura ka wo na ye ho atere ye wɔ Ghana ha yi anya kura wabtumi abɛsesa obi nkɔɔfoɔ ɛde wo mu akɔ kurom ɛde yakɔyɛ adwumaden enke ye nananom da so te yanom a enka sɛsi wo mu atetere Ghana fɛfɛɛfɛ de amaye ena nne ahokyere ni a unemployment ye kɔso nyina sɛ afiri mo enti momfa tawpa ɛmfa ma Ghanafoɔ esansa ade a mode yɛ yɛn no anya yɛ de anya sɛ mo pa yɛ taw kɛkɛ monsa ma yeska monsa face campaign na yakoma ento yɛ yam nya saa ade a ɛne yɛ nimu ni ne yie kura mo ba ha sɛ de besi agye fa so no mo kura mo nanse yɛ nimu ntem kura bɛsesa Probia Sante Kotoko wotumfo se tutu ena wakase yi o na asamba na naneka tre MPP amanyokuo se memu mu nteki Asante for granted Probia Sante Kotoko en wakatre MPP amanyokuo se ofui kura wo bona ba wo bu ne pa ofui se wo bona ba wo bu ne pa tre se eya amosio MPP de Asante and now the appointed credit beto amano and now the double credit beto amano what 2-4 catre what 2-4 once MPP don't take Asante region for granted the complete project ya waye nyina ansa na 2024 abato no edruso samanya saade na sabra no so a mo ankasa mo beti yankasa yes Asante 41 mo a wo mu etemu. Now the Democrat nim hanum say what the His Excellency the Vice President Dr. Alhaji Mohammed Bawumia what the Nimfonia beto anum say Dr. Bawumia no walk kire Christopher wo Ghana hanum nyina say ade ahia yan eyankabom na yamfa saade ne nto nkyɛn ɛna we de oyɛ modremini ɛna we de oyɛ asɔre bo ani ba ɛna we de okɔ asɔre we Dr. Mohammed Bawumia tre say yanyina yi oman baako aye sabra baako aye nkrabia baako ne yanyina ye kura yanto yansode mu difference nyina mfa nto nkyɛn na yenhu ye ho sɛ we are one na yentena wasomdue mu te sɛ de yɛatena no a ɛba no politics ya ɛna asomasi no wabenti yama no kwam wo media so ɛna tribe wa ofiri mu ɛna asɔde a wɔkɔ no it's not like that we are one enti yɛmfa nhyɛ yɛtirimu sɛsɛbi yanyina ye nipa baako afei the Democrat anim hanum say papa bi a wo muto nsafra ne so wonko kasa ewa MPP amanyokuo wo mu 30th anniversary nase ye wedi omu hu yanko omu ahimite papa preach papa okan rade asem ena wo say tabo politicians no we have the men bebrebe no enti man no anie politicians mo ba mo shabo bebre enso mo nimu boss eso entina de na ya tija man of God wo ena no wo tufuwe ave preaching no and what the fa David ebi didi ebinom didi enkofo didi ekwom so tibinom nipa dodo anu ene endidi meye ena ebinom so adidi amiam wofura boma se be ene ya so ena David Satan na David ya servant ewo so fie hono where the Bokrata the informer
800.9 Ghana Montie Jumedi Sino Asiogo da Sugu so anopei de Bokrata eni mun se me na ku eno bi na kwabena eboa edi ebreye yen to aso nko eni ma no
not too long I was touting how important the Ghana card was, the identification system that we've put in place in Ghana. And I even said that this, for me, at this stage of our development, our preferred is 2000 intake. You can imagine the furore this caused. As this man, Wabodamana, what is he talking about? That this, what is the Ghana card? What is system? How could it be so much more valuable? I'll just give you a few reasons. And it wasn't said, cavalierly. There was thinking to that statement, and I wanted people to think about it. For the first time in our history as a country, we have a unique identity system, which is biometric. So we can uniquely identify every individual, whether they are alive or dead, right? We can uniquely identify every individual. So immediately, if you can uniquely identify each individual, the case of ghost names on our public sector payroll will become a thing of the past. Immediately, once we do it, and I'm working with controller here, we're doing a lot of good work on the controller payroll database and cleaning it up. If you look at what has happened recently, National Service Scheme, we found 14,000 ghost workers, saved annually 114 million Ghana cedis to the public exchequer. From 14,000, just from one institution, National Service, 14,000 ghost workers, because we look for unique identity. Just a couple of days ago, SNIT reported finding 27,000 ghost pensioners. 27,000 ghost pensioners. And they were being paid 327 million Ghana cedis a year. Two institutions, you add a yearly savings that these discoveries have made, just in two institutions, 441 million Ghana cedis. Over 10 years, you are talking of over 4 billion Ghana cedis. This is just two institutions, and you can be sure that when we go through every institution, you will see that we will be able to eliminate all ghost workers, thanks to the Ghana card.
So, Dr. Baumia, Vice President, now, in Faswa war Ghana card, what it be edi to Jache Ghana for you, Nimse, Ghana card, Ebebwa papa. Na yanko enim yenhwe daily graphic de abokrata no and na story bi de enim honum se aminim se etefo amutie ebe hia me no mie no nyina story no ankasa ewo kratafa tosu dumiensa but de enim honum se utility tariffs to go up next week. Utility tariffs to go up next week. Min kan story kakra na kwabna mbo anchichi mine. Story by Samuel Do Ablodepe. Utility tariffs are expected to go up next week, the first since 2017. Once announced, the tariffs are expected to come into effect on September 1 this year. This comes after the Public Utilities Regulatory Commission, PURC, had carried out nationwide consultations on proposals it received from the utility companies. A source familiar with the stakeholder consultations said aside from the public fora across the 16 regions, the PURC also engaged identifiable groups and relevant sections of the public and had considered all sides of the argument in arriving at appropriate tariffs. Babana? Yeah. Time, mommy.
I can't be out. Abusuafo de ofa kwasika ye ninie. Utility tariffs in wa work ano. Watra say radi aduma next week. Ena ebekọ soro. Free 2017 nie enko soro dantiwe. Ene de edi kan kura free 2017 ede ba. Na womunya de tudwa pe ebesa asia ye juma September 1st. Mo besa asia na matua. Na saa enkitawudie ekoso wa bra Public Utility Regulators Commission your friend is a PURC for etinifa Ghana MONTIE so nyina ene yedi nkitaho ya consultations ema womudu womadwen poba ye utility for so de womudu ya ba companies no obi ade ne de ba ye enti womu ye se ene yenkwa amantam dunsia no ne yenkwa bisabisa Ghana fo adwen kire enti womu ye de friend say stakeholders meetings ya wodo ena MONTIE so public forums de ene Ghana fo nyina di nkomo eme ye nyina ya di nkom bankrom eduru ba bi etin wasew kakra enso ni nyina tinu ye nyina ya di ne ekosi bankrom se ahanom ena yemfa ensie na otu aso kakra bi a wase micro small medium enterprise ya wodo baby aye tonton ya ne full joint saloons baby a wo mu yetire ni nyina wo mu bowurawura ho ekọ bisa wonum nyina wo bia de ne proposals ne na dwentre ede baaye enti Ghana Water Company Limited say na wo mu pe 300% increment no aya 300% enti sen kamefa nse wutua 100 Ghana cedis ya ni ya de 300% ede aka ho ena Electricity Company of Ghana nso no wo mu so wo mu pe 148%. Water River Authority, woman susu womu per 37%. Ena Ghana Great Company Limited and so no woman sumu per 48%. Enti sa percentage ya no woman nyina so womu per. Ena urade ya aduma next week. Woman de baba betu da say we dia yaji tumu say when so dia yaji tumu say enti next week dia utility tariffs it will go up.
Okay. So question as in bisachi tune said, are we ready? Yaye ready.
See a bit
Because that's the first question. Okay. Are we ready? The second question is now bro so the ma it here for.
Yeah.
Ghana Water for chess here 300%.
300%.
In tumu a womu here no.
Yeah.
ECG for say womu here 148%.
Yeah.
VR is 37%. Greek will say 48%. Any other bodies who call a Tifi Honum say Neco for womu here 113%. I was here saying no ECG for na hwe enti here ECG for na hwe, so we are really interested in ECG. What ECG is demanding, which is 148%. 113 from Netco. Then other proposals, 38%, that's from private power distributors. Omo G 38%. So you name from the story na graphical publicity coverage CCR. And SharePoint said, "Sa raise ya omo pay into more omo pay whether PURC for the momo. Sa percentages way and na percentage be near the momo." So me sure say bia eno no by next week ne be hu sa entumu no.
Yeah. But of akosia den na womu ninka mebo ya mane preko na womu be ye ade a e be funu ye musa. A to say wo de sha wontuma mu na wo de abatu dwabum. Yeso womu di nkan etin wo kire ye say ye kekafunu akeka madam pa.
I say graphic for no my almost story no mo ntie omunya te say me no ti ha ne anya bibi ntie say okay. Oh say we need you reshuffle nti de bi account say okay ye nya ntie so mampani be reshuffle next week. I don't know why na o de so bo no sisi ano.
But of course when we say sanka PURC for di nkan etin wo kire ye say na Ghana Water for say wo mu pe 300%. But ye di begina 120%. when so can so per se, ye debate na say, when so can say, ye debate na say here. Now, I say, ya die honso. Now,
by and almost next week on Bayan.
Well, for question next week, dear now, one more by no ye, dear ye betia.
Into your own country, say, no, that one should not.
Then, for question,
then next week, for so better.
Last week, dear no more day banner ye. Ya dear to win a mutia. What I say, and I dear, upo, mube to me or moon to me, mubetia.
Yeah.
What for question, what I say.
And I'll see your moon, then,
and Kawamunin kind, to say the Omo Kane. Omunin can you ask to say, way dear no. Proposal no omo de ma ye no omo bisa 300 but ya tene hono ya ma omo 150 when so de ne ya 148 ya tene hono ya ma omo 120 when so de ya 38 ya tene hono ya ma wonum 12%. Na at least amawo ai bi say opon ho a wo de wo ampon ho a wo de wo but when ye etinesi a omo sie a wo mu de betu dwa wo ya wo hwe anya yi
minim difference e won ya okay ni a person omo ye minim insunsure wo but e bi 40 ni a wo kana say but me dey kwabra me nti ase because so o kana say okay omo edi kan boy amania
good
is this a figure number sesa no
of course we say de wo mu de ba betu dwa ye de e be contract asu straight.
And I'm say figures no. Nya wo man fatu am say okay, e bia we ye ma 150, we ye ma 120. Say ba na say be sesan dia.
Over question nanka.
E be sesan.
Nanka wo mu de betu dwa ohun. Nanka bia ye di hu nkomo kakra na 120 300 120 na so. Yesra mo ene nka mo fa nko 100 ye. Nanka kasa kakra ansa no wo mu di eginesie tatuo no kura de abreye. But when dey woman de basa straight forward when na muntia.
I know my consultation that we then until I'm call aproboya omu ni ye na susu hu
omu kwaji obi agent
say no omo 16 regions ni na any stakeholders obi a mfi say ade we fan hu bia say no my yes agent omo ye ni nyina wie na omo ye wie no omo de ba betu dwa ti mi hu ni a pesa o che bi mo
obi a ade we fan no afu obi a hu.
Yes, me see obi a fan hu bia.
Ai, oya Ghana ni bia because want to me enda ni free sa no men. Ati say bia wo mu ni nsuo ewo wo mu fie no but e ba no electricity nko ade a I think say obi o wo Ghana he bia e use electricity nti wo yi wo free mu a enye ye. And wo fa kwesenti America sa ne say we are not in normal times. Russia no Ukraine war for to kwai ena COVID-19 ye ba ye ame ya ho kire ye ya ho kire ye enti say what the utility tariffs asa beto ya so sabre ya ho kire wo mu a ni peta ne hu ba bi a wontai wo fa kwasi di obi be di na de kura wonya na sa wo sa de utility tariffs ya asa de aba be pin sa nkofo no so a etisa de.
But come now yes now can to assume but obekaya brana sa proposals if utilities for buy and commodity no teach you ni utilities for the din koma teach you Ghana water ECG you obeka che on say wo mo so mo nya santum yi a wo mu djibadie no ya hwe bedu brebi no eniam be ha adwen pa kwabana no so
wo va kwesi no kura mom nanti de aban ye man ye ntama na ye ba beto abanum wo honom ano wontumi nya bi ma ye ba this time nso se sabre ya wo no anim se ye nyina ye ho kire ya wo se ye mobeti
ta ban so se ne ho kire no
no wo fa kwasi wo ayi wo hene a wote apaka mu kura nkasa wo ene ye ne aye nam fom
enti ususu ye ne se de an ye we nya bria ye ba be
ye fa kwasi we nya bria ye tu ye ne amu ye so nanka ye ntumi a ye de kwa akobra wuo over kwesi but this time no ahokira no nyu obi na beka kire wo wa wote wo dompem.
So the Daily Graphic has gathered that the new tariffs will not be across the board, which means the rate which will depend on the reasons and proofs adduced by the utilities and the verification the commission has done. Ni ameka kakra se bia metiase a enya utilities for nya na bia entumuwe no I say bia ombenya across the board.
Omu propose ye no.
I mean, me metiase o ni ameka sa na bia me hunu.
Okay.
The Daily Graphic has gathered that the new tariffs will not be across the board, which means that the rate will depend on the reasons and proofs adduced by the utilities and the verification the commission has done. And the commission so ayo munhwehwe mfi so kiwa ese wo se na wudi na fata se omutumu a de bema mementi ase o hodum se ni.
Okay. Okay. And of a question that say on say ebi ne said ya wuwadi nka ati hu ya paper yin so kan yo. On say once waka say an sha nyi wo mu nyina akora mpo. Enti won say ne yenya akomatoyem bi kakra say okay de na omu kura hwehwe no yenya ne nyina amu wo mu ya ma binum say eno ya yi kakra but by this time one over kwesi wo de minim akatua no ho wo de ya no wansa week ni mu anasa omu de bibi te say 1005 1008 2000 3000 over question wuji ya na so na se bel se nko a wutua dano mekoto ade ya aduane ya wo mo etre go paper so bebrebe ota wo fa kwesi me ya na me so wo menhye sa list no a machine tematre no but hwan NHIS hwan levy COVID-19 levy sisi a COVID-19 kure ni ho ya da so tua ho levy enti sa tuo bebrebe we nyina ansa na obeju pesrepo a etuo bebrebe ya de tai light bill water bill asa ba be peso at this time unemployment ni pani adwuma ya asetena ma ya de nioma bo kwa na ekosoro ni asa be two light bill no water bill bo mu ba this time
Another source said the tariffs to be announced would exclude taxes and levies already imposed by the state. Just a tour IBA yetia ma mine dadano sa intumu fufuro ya ebe sa tour ni nyina yesu omu ebeyi efim, which means so omu ye efim dia na ebo no anhwe a betimi aye quite okay for me no mienu ye betua. But we also have to think about these utilities. What kind of story from the beginning? Set from 2017. So utility tariffs are expected to go up next week, the first since 2017. 2017, I say a major tariffs in Tumbia and yes, but yes, we are doing utilities for no kakra. Maybe this is what I mean. I'll say. Because you bet me I bre no so mo pile ade and you one na say jigua me no kwabena ya na bebu aboy konso because Ghana water for already ya no ejuma mo ye ya na kasa se nso ye ni electricity for ejuma mo ye nso ye ni and again all kind story na bon say PRC for na kasa no wo mo ye mo hwehwe mu fact obroni friend survey so all kind graphic story now say customer expectation survey. The PRC also conducted a survey in which 851 respondents across all 16 regions completed the questionnaire. The survey indicated that 44% of respondents thought the current electricity tariffs were not commensurate with quality of service received from the electricity utilities due to frequent voltage fluctuations, poor customer service delivery, among other reasons. Inti amanfo no survey no mu ye no ohanchi chembe ye eduanai say yes, kwaya ECG for edi omujuma no kra no omani nso so yedi nso so make actually say yes akadia ni niama bia omuhia no because intumu enya ntumu sika yetua de bom no en no so no nti ema omajuma no niama omuhia no ebiwa na akwa edin kakra so yanni ni nyina ho before ebia ebeka bibia ni aka bibi kwara
kwasi yen say next week na yentie the omude baba to jabade be ha me say the omude baba to jano ebia na akoye de wo ye ho hwea enye yie enti ne ye de asem kon by force say wo po umpo ubetua because when tuya wotumifuo tumi wa rock afo abeti obecha wo light m se wo bi owu ni bi owu betua eno ne ade ana eha me pa se akwaye se de omude ba betu dwane ye de wo ye ho hia enye ye opo wu mpo owu betua eno ano no eno na eha madwene kakra
Need 100.9 Ghana Montie Jimedie so no asugui yeda so ye pim ko wajinchire betimi dia 5 WhatsApp line no 050 3721744 and pay
90% decisions as soon as the first deadline was extended on 21st March. Until a week ago, there were no queues at any registration center. People started rushing to register when they realized that the deadline was imminent after going to sleep when it was extended. About 50% of those who have completed the first stage of the process have not concluded the second stage. They have linked their SIMs to the Ghana card, and so that cannot be attributed to Ghana card challenges. I've also been informed that some people who have obtained quick loans from their service providers have decided not to register their SIMs to avoid repaying those loans. That is evil corruption, and you will be found out. The MNOs, network operators, and the NCA, and I dare say the NIA too, have all engaged additional staff, procure the necessary logistics, and are incurring significant expenses to conduct this exercise successfully. Any extension of the process increases their costs. Upon consultation with the industry, and in view of the challenges enumerated above, I have very reluctantly decided to grant a final conditional extension. The program will, and I'm choosing my words carefully, the program will be extended to 30th September to end on the anniversary of its commencement. That will give us 1 full year of SIM registration. It will be reviewed at the end of this month, and any SIM that has not been fully registered by the end of August will be barred from receiving certain services, including voice and data services.
Ghana Montie, Ghana Montie, Ghana Montie, Ghana Montie.
Odisempa Kasia bo Kowakata Munsa Amaya se Kwesi ABOAGYE
Onye yimu Nukretrodo Kawagile menkamadini bo
Nitafe
Muma yentie Kwesi ABOAGYE 100.9
Kwesi Bonkwe
Yanko enimna ye ko Bolgatanga akwakodi yenkomo ni nyina fa se Bolgatanga Technical Institute omo closing it down so ye be ko honum say na ya hwe e de be na e koso honum saying we'll speak to Adongo Gaspard of Wed FM. So he's in Boga. Let's get some update on this particular issue from Adongo. Hello, good morning, Adongo.
Good morning.
Thanks for your time this morning on NEAT FM.
You're welcome.
Okay, so what's actually going on? I mean, we understand that Bolga Technical Institute has been closed down. What's the cause for this close?
Okay, let me say good morning to your listeners. What actually happened, it started on Monday when they started the WEDNESDASY exam. And the rules of the exams, some teams usually go to the school to monitor what happens in the school. So as part of the monitoring, the BNI unit of the Ghana Police Service visited the school on Monday in the morning. And when they arrived in the school, they realized that some students were outside. Some were fidgeting their phones and others having papers writing things from the phone. So they moved further and they realized that they were having a platform that they send them some kind of report through the phone. And they went upon interrogation, they two female girls who are second-year students at least confirmed that the phones were given to them by their senior who are in the exam hall writing. So they were tasked to actually solve some questions and put them in a paper so that when they come out, they give it to them. So when it happened like that, they picked them up and they also interrogated, and they found out that the head of department for the electrical unit of the school and the one national service personnel were involved in creating a WhatsApp platform for them. So they picked them out and they sent them to the BNI office for further investigation. So the next day,
how many of them?
Two female students.
Okay.
Plus the two tutors. That is 4. So when they took them to the BNI, the next morning they realized that they were delayed. So and when it happened like that, they were not giving them time to go out and do any other thing. So up to this morning they were writing signs. So they wanted to protest this morning so that they wanted to protest yesterday because of the delay in discharge of their tutors and their college students. So that this morning, as they are going to write their paper, they will allow them to go out and do whatever they want at any time. So that is what actually happened yesterday. And they brought in the regional coordinating council, the RESEC, and to close down the school. So this morning, the students, those who are writing, they have to come all the way from their houses to the school. And after writing the paper, they have to leave immediately.
So it's the boarding facility that has been shut.
The boarding facilities that have been shut. So the second year and the first year, they will be in the house. But the third year who are writing will only report to the school and write and leave immediately until further notice.
How are the students generally comporting themselves? Are they still maybe agitated by what's happening, or calm has been restored? How's it like?
Calm has been restored, but the only complaint is that some of the students are coming from the southern part of the country. So the complaint is that where to stay and get back to the school and write the exams is a problem. And as they are in the school, they also need to get in touch with their tutors for further explanation on some of the issues, some of the topics. That is the challenge now. But calm has been restored in the school.
Is this something that's been going on in the school, or maybe this is the first time you're hearing of exam or practices like this?
And I can even confirm that a similar thing happened in Boku Tech yesterday, and that same school has also been shut down.
They also tried to cheat?
Yes.
What paper were they writing?
Yesterday they were not writing in the paper. But on Monday that they wrote mathematics.
What sense do you actually get from what is going on? Why are these students doing that?
In a nutshell, I would say they are not prepared. And maybe some of the tutors have made them to know that they will get them some lead courses or apport for them. So they are heavily relying on those things. That is why they are making all these things.
So is that to suggest that the teachers are also in support of some of these acts?
Yes, because I don't understand why a teacher should create a WhatsApp platform to aid them in getting exam questions.
So they are supporting them?
We cannot conclude until the police investigation prove otherwise.
These people that were arrested, have they been granted bail?
Yeah, they have been granted bail.
And the investigations continues?
Yes.
And the students are still writing their exams, but they are not in school?
Yeah, the school is totally shut down.
Oh, okay.
They can only come to the school when they are having a paper to write. But some school properties have also been destroyed. Motorbikes, liver blades, and some cars.
How many cars?
About 5 cars have been destroyed.
Okay, we'll leave it here. Adongo, thanks for your time. Indeed.
You're welcome.
Adongo Gaspard, Word FM Boga, and Oni Edin Komokakra, Yakoso Bolgatanga Technical Institute, ISC, Omatum. Come on, Wami. And then school for Maba.
Abusuafo ayi afakwasine yewra dongo ana edin komoyi wotia no ma na kwa babisa nsa de na ekoso wo school ho no mu a yesi aposifo ni student na krase and what say metewoso member motiefo nso ati de atia ne say adesua bia na otranso hwe asizu a aya aposifo ba ho no mba monitor said de emsohwe no kire besi be koso a obia nkowia no nyonko anaso obi nkoto ne kwankwoto apo enti abra aposifo no ba no ene wo mu hunu say student ni bi a group ene wo mu hwe ade bi enti a prompti wo mu ko ho wo mu ko hwe ade kuro din sa mobile phone so ene wo mu create platform bi ena kwatensi a wo mu ede transfer hwe no wo mu solve no wo honom enti enam suma aposifo nani anye ho wo mu telephone no echi nipa no bia na national service personnel for kura mienu eka ho anu wo mu create platforms no a wo mu yes adwuma wo so a wo mu di wo no ko bia nai na sa nipa wo mu di wo mu ko bia nai no ana adisuafo no achina adetin so a wo mu transfer ni bio enti wo mu de en wo mu ko ho no se da bi yenjai nipa no ayatu wo mu ya national service for ma mienu ene yatu wo mu nti enya wo mu na wo mu emra wo mu nsamba bo wo mu no wo mu nya de ne wo mu ye no abio enti sa protest no ena kofa abasabasa no ba ya regional coordinating council ne resec etna ase a wo mu tene ho se da bi yantu school num na wo mu nkoso a enya investigation kakra but ebinum tro exams enti sa nkofo no wo ba betro wiepe na wokọ obetro wiepe na wokọ but school no ankasa de obi anim adesuafo bi te se form 1 ne form 2 fo no a wo mu ntranso hwebie but wo mu school ho no yama wonum nyina wo bia free school ho en wo mu tre exams no so wo ba betro wiepe wo nyina okra na wasan ekọ back en wo fa kwasi bisa ne se intisisi ade ebetumi aka se asomdue aba honom en wo se asomdue de aba wonum kakra na emom de ha atene kakra ne se enya adesuafo ni nyina na firi kurom ho ebinum firi mia wodo empo anafo fam hanum se certain sector ha en wo mu nyina da school ho boarding kama ya wo mu sua de enso funtum wo sa abatatene enti eba ne se no ya mu wo mu nyina firi school ho enti ebinum tre se ye enti ahin wo mu kwa akotena 110 wo mu kwa akoda wombeda krasu ade aba betransohwe bebi omuti omunim obi a wo ho eno ni ade a ha atene kakra eno wofa kwasibisa nse we ya tene mpeni nsem da wo school ana ade edikan nie eno oteso we de ye de edikan kura nie enya ade abasabasa ye ne sa ade ne ta akoso we de edikan mpo eno anso wonim se the same asem kro no a ebi nso si ye wo botek wonu mo anso a mentime ho ase the same thing ekoso enana ofa kwasibisa se na no wo mu wo paper bai ene wo so eno kura de na wo mu ni paper bia but protest no ene kofa asa abasabasa ye nyina ede ebaaye ene wo se aha abasabasa ene kura de na de bai ene wo se wo mu pese wo mu namfofo no ayate wo mu ne yegya wo mu na wo mu san beboa wo mu a na wo mu trapo ne bio na won fa so bo mo wonum nko a teacherfo ni bi nso ka ho en wo mu support student no se wo mu na liki sa apone de ma wo mu na wo mu asolve ade atoto to platform no so a na student no nso esua enti eya akwadworo womu nsua de a wom betan last minute na fe no wakwa akopa apo ene wo fa kwesi bisa se ya ma wonum bele ene wo se ya ma wonum bele ya womu guso womu ya asem ne mu nsusemu ene wo fa kwesi anti ya to school no mu but investigation guso koso ene wo se ya to school no mu but womu guso investigation de si yen de na ni anyai womu sese ne ma japade ne cars ya wodo bebre kwesi bisa se cars be se ene wo se cars be se num de womu sese ni nyina but womu guso so far so good koni baje womu guso a womu ya anti bibia besi bia no obema ya so ate na ofa kwesi eda na se a wode nkomotwetwe no esi ha
Ghana muntie na mansanya so adawro kofiaman homene so ejiji tonton sansan ewo neat 100.9 FM adawro kofiaman homene so ejiji tonton sansan ewo neat 100.9 FM
ene kwada August ni de toso miensa yento aso yenko anywhere de bon krata no enkomo no bi nsi wo mu a eboa pa a eho ensem ni hia se yebeti bi akasema be edu no ba ko na no wotwe abakora to asoma me
abusuafo de bokrata me de ebe the finder de bokrata no na the finder de aban what say Dr. John Kofi Mensah ADB MD awada no ampa wo hwa ne picture da ha ekyere so ye atuma wo bank wo se wo ba beboa ema after no etumi etina ne naso Dr. Awa Muhammad ene wono nso kase wo tere so wo ba be mansrahwe aya akono wo Ghana hanom a enkofu aframa no ne beba no enya nkofu ketu ani nyina ne se wo pese tourism aya akono committee ene ya pa wonum se wo munhwe makrom nyafe titru panua no na na yeduaduaye no nti sa committee na ba behwe se enua ne nyina yegusu nsuo ya dodo ho ye twicha ho flowers ema ho nyina ya kama ye nya ne saa wowura datnev as a dan wada hanum say womu ya ntete de ma 591 youth ya womu akwajeskas womu de baba bua na job market no so etumi aye kama de bokrata me de to aso aye de Herald de bokrata no what the energy minister Dr. Matthew Poku Prempemfoni abetoa and what de Ben Boate esep ensumfoni de ababetoa nim say na what say energy ministry ya Dr. Matthew Poku Prempe eda no sikadie ne katase ne proyenti ayi ya de generator free takorade akokumase PRF waso wo mu betumi aye adwuma we kurade anya den nanso Dr. Matthew Poku Prempe ade VRF ato ntan akofa Greek company bi se wo mu na meye sika se ne etuam wo mu a eye $10 million ena ye etua de amasa company ye adwuma wei enka Water River Authority betumi aye agi sika ketua bi nso abonefo sem nti se adwuma ne wo mu aye Mampeni na danko akufu ado aye se Supreme Court.
Okay. Mamenko emra na yento aso na Ghana School of Law. Woman person mo be professional lawyer say wo Ghana hanum see no. And also dia same way ochina same way ba kwa ba no kra che say General Legal Council. Woman eba no say person be lawyer. Nhihye ni niam esi omo na so no. Sisi a womo de nhihye bi aba. Nhihye omo di abe ye say nso hwe a woman person mo ekọ Ghana School of Law mo betwro no. Na school for no omo ba akotwro nso we say David o na nso hwe akotwro na pass mark kura wonim ene ne ka ho ene ne ma nsem ne bebre eno ne ye pese ene eye emranim ni Honorable Inisa Fuseni enka ne mrehye bedwani ogiama Tamale Central ye ne no di eye sa asemi hu nkomo kakra Honorable ye da asemu akwa baba Neat FM so Honorable na bibia boko de right. So, minim say na committee abra na wo mrahye bedwem was constitutional committee me boa.
Correct.
Okay. And minim say mu ye djuma bebre efa Ghana Law School bi ho no ansem ba e be piem anim ni account
petitions bebre ye ni Ghana Law School for share ye ni students no share ye ni GBA, ACI.
So I'm sure you're following what is going on. School for one person acquire lawyer, see one person Ghana Law School. Any issues? Yeah, but I'm sure we need you.
Yes, because tell me a bush for the person on yellow, me mark the person on yellow. Mrs. Me a lawyer, and whatever goes on in the profession and the training of lawyers,
So in Shishaya, CCR, the Independent Examination Committee, General Legal Council, one more day abba, na school for so can say and so we are more culturally undisclosed pass mark, meaning the chess okay, minya marks see I know not my passing near Cajon, and so many other issues, see, Senator.
Oh, a young woman, because it rules back the issue of transparency, accountability, and the integrity of the institution. It really starts at the back. Because who controls somewhere, even for a doctorate degree, wouldn't pass Macono. Who controls masters, wouldn't pass Macono. And who controls here, now almost one passer, what do we call it for remarking? Because who know church people in your examiner no trouble. And when an examiner or market papers, the examiner knows that people they are marking, somebody else can remark the paper. So what take time I'm not going to hear. Because of the call for remarking and you didn't mark the paper well, affecting reputation as a lecturer. That is why lecturers know that they know a check on impunity, a check on the exercise of their discretion. Because of what to offer for remarking. Number two, it's already say something.
Yeah.
Now, someday you go parliament. Because Constitutional, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs Committee, students know. One of the strongest points, and you say, when Jindy say, Omoma person. And today, you are going to confirm India Omokan by this non-disclosure. Because no one say, if I spend questions then no one decide. If Vegetarian, University of Ghana, they only get the best student, University of Ghana, passing no school. Questions then no more actually and the one to pass question. Or didn't say, marking the papers. Then, yes, I know. We say, exam you go through these public examination systems. Who can say, can you know, we call O levels and the A levels? Can you know, who draw exam? You have a market scheme. What is that?
Sure.
So even
why I could cry to me crap or multi-crap publish you marking scheme
market scheme.
Yeah.
So one can say what you people what to be guessing and then they would win you. And the market scheme helped us our questions because when you are there go for.
Yeah.
What to be disclosed? Then at the committee level, students will buy a honor. A catcher say, Jindy say, my common person. And the say, the General Legal Council Bahoa, young country almost say, Chia for a market. General Legal Council, you have buy a country almost say, yes, remark, you have my year, but I'm moving you. Even remark, you have a car. By the time the French back in the school, they are starting. You see, so that is the problem. It undermines the integrity of the institution. That undermines the integrity of law school. But
I didn't hear.
20-something years ago, Nico Law School. Look at the institution and the case. I developed a thesis. I became a lawyer. You see, I believe, and that thesis has now become true. Not only at law school, where a discretion is vested in a person without checks and balances. And the Constitution, when you look at Article 296 or so, how discretion is to be exercised, where the use of discretion is not regulated, it leads to corruption.
I don't know if you're heading to a question, and Busa say, do you think that there's too much powers given to the GLC when it comes to managing and everything, regulating the Ghana law school?
Even the lawyers, we know good governance. Good government says that it frowns upon where a person is an actor and a player. Good governance frowns upon it, and the regulator. Good governance frowns upon it. Say separate them. Power corrupts. Absolute power corrupts. Absolutely. I don't know. I don't know what has led law school to say Adeyi, but they may not have come to that. Yes, I was privileged. Some day I call you going to read law. Now my class, 60. 60 no, you know, call Makola, exam. The 60 no, Makola so a trainee bed 30. At the account, now 100. Now they are almost refine or now we have 10 or something. Until now 100 and over in the class. Professional 1. Professional 2. You call professional 2. No, we move feeling professional 2. No, you call share or more until you graduate around 100 or a little below 100. Now facilities. The facilities problem. It's that I check. For the 2 years at the law school, we call professional course. Now the classroom here, lecture theater, which is the theater, not the lecture classroom. They are now almost 3 years. The students here, here and here meeting. Students go to the hall. Now a classroom. Matano a classroom. Not classes, I will almost see classes very forte. Because the students were going to come from Legon. Students no over free Legon, no one does something. Then the Ghana Law School introduced your friend who post call and your post. The almost year first degree we lawyers no at the law school. Yen do something at our time. Until no introduce that. And at that time, the only institution in Ghana that was producing law or law students is done. Lego and Kasaye Koyano, who were 100. At the end of the first year, just for your information, not 40 of us were selected to read LLD and 20 to read BA. The rest had to go to other departments. You see how they were regulating it? There was one institution, Legon, who produced here the highest number of students who leave Legon and come to Makola with the 60. Today, you can the number of law schools.
So the students are almost raising 1 point. One fetching Shimbiamu, Astroy said, the things that Ghana Legal Council until no more decentralize a law school. No, Namwama Nipa no to be fengum.
We have been put decentralization, liberalization. Liberalizing. Tell me, let me a teacher, my lawyer, my up to the master's level of law. the war. The liberalizing the provision of legal education now. You want to teach schools. They say accountants. I want to teach school, ACCA. They might never. When they're not accountant, you don't go to the ACCA school. You don't need to go there. What we call private school. At the end of the day, they will set the same exam for everybody. Who call ICA and now who call here and now here. At the end of the day, they will set the same exam. Then you're right. Who can say no man watch it and now work for intermediate? I think that is what we should go. It will allow for competition. Even law school will benefit. Because the only idea. And then there are many schools that people can go at. There will be competition. Law school will have to justify its existence. And now as a law school professor, they remove self from the player aspect, from the training of lawyers, then becomes a regulator. Yeah, I will send the questions, I will send the syllabus, I will look at the facilities of all the schools that are going to be set up and certify that their facilities, their lecture facilities will include lectures, their environment, ambience, they have a library, their facility, and all those things, the lecturers, they are qualified or otherwise. Which level of education do you have to reach in law? How many years of practice will you have to, when you can teach students to become lawyers? Which will affect the regulation. And then, then after the year, even if it's going to be 1 year, those who can do it in 1 year, those who can do it in 2 years, then you have an examination. You guys said, who can say, I was secondary school? Some people wrote, I was in lower sex. Oh, no, yes.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that they wrote A levels in lower sex didn't mean that they couldn't go to university. In fact, the Mobi in my school who wrote O levels in 4. He was so confident that ultimately I want to have a say, no. So he went and sat privately and passed and left us and went to his phone. He was 1 year ahead of us. But he was my classmate. You don't limit people. I don't know why our education seeks to limit people. Talk about education in general. That is why I said that there should not be a 6 year for completion of senior high school. If you want quality education, we have 4 years. No! They are private schools. Tell them at least 3 years. Secondary education shall be at least 3 years. Because at least you know that in 3 years time, people are completing the syllabus. Because you want to an all-rounded student. They give them more time. And they are playing about. And before long, they write the exam on the campus. And the time is money. The same thing with the law school. So we have general examination now. After the students have passed, now we are in the pass mark. When the results are out, it is published. You don't need to go to the government to check. It's published in the papers. Then you now go to the regulator for the regulator to assign you to chambers for pupillage. America, that's what they do. Also, states in America. That's what they do. They assign you. They say, well, you have to do pupillage, and they are monitoring. They are asking for reports from your seniors in the chambers. How you are doing it. After the 6 months, if you have satisfactory reports from your seniors, they organize a call. Even when I was a junior lawyer, even though pupillage, there were courts that I couldn't go. It's part of the training. I remember when I was just at the brink, margins of getting to the High Court. My senior pushed me to the High Court. Court of Appeal. Ababa told me that, he was not going to babysit me. And I said, well, I was not coming to be babysat. And when I moved the motion, I fellow congratulated me in court. Open court. Open court. Because I was a young lawyer. You want to say young lawyer, not age, at the bar. But I was forced to go to the High Court. I went to Apollo, but no, you find them everywhere. So this is what the regulator should be interested in, the General Legal Council should be interested in. And all members of the General Legal Council have passed through this training. I don't know. Me, I'm a private legal practitioner, and a politician, and a farmer. I don't know, maybe I did everything. It doesn't make sense. I don't know. But I'm telling you that I have a strong feeling that we have gotten it wrong. Because the model that we are using, this model, was instituted when the first law school was built. What we have just done is to expand the campus. But the same model is the same model. How many years since independence? And we have not reviewed the model. At the time the model was introduced, Ghana's population was 4.8 million. The first group of lawyers who came to law school were about 7. Today, look. I mean, this is why we should review the model. But
well, talking about review, Honorable.
The students have a right to know how they have performed in the exam. They have a right to know because it affects them. What affects you, you have a right to know the consequences of that.
Okay, about reviewing of the model, no. I remember Kai voice be a me war hanum saying, meaning say be a my bar pen, by me, I shall say be a what a crapping. Mami we about penny in Pachotti.
Those days there were 30-something lawyers. Now they coming out of the woodworks. Let us be very careful. And those of you lawyers and those of you lecturers who are busy advocating free scale, free mass admissions into professional law course, mass production of professional lawyers, be careful what you wish for. Be careful what you wish for. So long as I have anything to do with it, it won't happen. Because just like you cannot mass produce doctors and surgeons, you must not, Ghana must not have mass produced lawyers imposed on them. If people want to do their own law practice, they can go on the internet. The members of the public can go on the internet and turn themselves into lawyers if they want to, for their own purposes. But if you are going to call yourself a lawyer, and you're going to put yourself out there for people to put their lives, their properties, their future into your hands, you must be a quality lawyer with integrity, who you will even add to the code of conduct, higher standards.
So, former Chief Justice Sophia Kufu. So, in some no can say,
okay, no. We see me respect Sophia Kufu, and I respect all women who have become Chief Justice before her. They have done well to reach where they have reached. It has never been easy, but I disagreed completely with her. It shows the level of short-sightedness of young Chief Justice at that time. And even that was the main thrust of the argument. You know? The main thrust of the argument was simply that if we produce more lawyers, we can guarantee quality.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fallacy, not so. It's not a fallacy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because you have jurisdictions where they train more lawyers than us, and they have used the system that My little MBA I did tells me that you're not training lawyers for only the public sector. You are training lawyers also for the private sector. In fact, some will become lawyers in both. They just be lawyers because of they themselves. Yes, I'm going to practice Yes,
Okay.
those who are in the public sector. But in the private sector, who person will practice as a legal practitioner, and you are not forceful, you are not innovative, you are not industrious, you fall out. The system itself will put you out. It's a law idea. The system itself. The system is a self-correcting system because of the competition. 2 days ago, I met my colleague in Legon in law school. He was a successful practitioner. On himself, he called politics. When I met her, the first question she asked me is, have you gone back to practice? I said, but my attention is doing, trying to shape public opinion and also farm. I said, but we all were looking, even though you were our mate, we all were looking up to you. You were very strong in advocacy. That is the system. That is the system. Law is the highest form of advertising. And the advertising is oral. And I think the first, obviously, it's a good lawyer. And they put billboards on the road. Because of the advocacy, because of the way of conducting the way in court. Or the year Peter Alagete was called to the bar, he was the only person. No Nicholas Race. Near like as the same So that is how the law is. So with the greatest respect to Chief Justice Obey, we respect her. I like her. But on this call, I disagree completely with her. You're not training the lawyers well. For the public. And I'm telling you that those who are not, wherever on earth, those who are not will be found out by the society itself.
Well, Honorable, Mendasi Anapenya, Minshapa. Honorable Unisa Fuseni, Emrenimni, Enkani, Tamale Central, Nana, or ye, Emrashabijani, Anape, on your course, so law school exams, and Komono, and on near DB. Need 100.9, my drink share, if we can be the mamo.
Ghana Montie, Ghana Montie, Ghana Montie, Ghana Montie.
All the sampa Kasia bo Kowaka Tamunsa Amaya se Kasia Waye
Onye yimu Nukretrodo Kagremen Kamadini Bo
Nitape
Mama Yentie Kosia ABOAGYE 100.9
Kwesi Monkwe.
My main comment, main kind messages. No one here says, I now understand why God said we should go to the ant and learn wisdom. After many years of war in Rwanda, they are far better than our beloved country, Ghana. Why? Is it not sad? Ghana is being managed by a bunch of leaders. That's one here from Anafna Naku and Odiano Edbai. In fact, Mr. President, majority of Ghanaians are not happy at all with your nothing and merry-goes-round appointing of your ministers. We need proper and total shake-up in your administration to sack the non-performing and toothless bulldog ministers from your government. That is one here from Boating Odifri, Denmark, and Odebai. Kwesi, please help me here. Let's see if I can help. It says, between the voters' ID card and Ghana card, which of them is the most important card for the representation of representation as a Ghanaian, the voter's ID card or the Ghana card. Minim. Actually, minim. The NPP has messed up this country, and they need to be kicked out come 2024. Change the bar change. NPP never again. Enoch Asaman Kese Enodifi Enodebai. Ankuma Foster Achim Ayrebi. Thanks to the Communication Ministry for extending the same card registration. But they should continue to plead with NIA to open more offices across the country so that every Ghanaian can have his Ghana card. Yanko Amanoswe na yeni nkomo yeni Director of Research and Corporate Affairs ma PRC Dr. Eric Obute yeni nkomo. Okay, that's it. Mwakwa baba ni TFM so.
Midamase.
Empomwe doc.
Nyame adumanye na also.
Iguso, that's it. Webusa. Now, Daily Graphic anymore say utility tariffs to go up next week. I just have a paper net here. Yehwe nim say na watwe ebesimu no. Mwewie bibia, mwadwumedie a ehye mo nsa no. Yebehu say utility tariffs no. Ye ba betum.
Well, now Daily Graphic now they are betum no. Or second guessing the institution means that they are making for trim. Just trying to see if actually the institution will come out by next week.
That's I so what you man say makama mo. Mumfa munsem bia kra embetudwa.
Exactly. But as we speak no, institution now that are the young can continue. That decision to be taken by the commissioners. They made me in this month of August. Commission of the paper but the best Ochina and I said next year and no in I just said commission and got an about Yabeka invitation.
But you see, how see be mine? What's the date? What's the day by ending of August? They're not Montio, Papa.
August. Another August 3rd. And this August, before August runs out, commission of the paper continue the decision.
Okay. Unfortunately, a horse sang you you just August, but one specific date home.
There is my specific date. You see, before the end of August. The end of August.
Okay.
But all means commission decision about.
Okay. So but you are not confirming Daily Graphics by next week.
No, we are not confirming that.
Okay. But also I'm a person Oshema meaning say mostly say more here type review no. Announcement to either be increase, decrease, and I be a bit now meboa.
Aye.
But graphic reporting and pese okansi su my say or see utility tariffs to go up next week, which means ebe kosoro.
Well, that's American say somebody is second guessing the institution.
Okay.
Institution at this point in time, we have found it's a graphic report. A PRC report. The PRC report and then we can take the decisions from that point on.
What publishing about customer survey be a moye expectation survey be a graph say PRC moye minim say be a met me busa honsem kakra. Yes, moye survey according to graphic no na survey no 44% of respondents no HSA electricity tariffs no any adwuma wo mu di no kra enko esan say wo munya bibi say frequent voltage fluctuations, poor customer service delivery among other reasons in the account. Say confirm say it's my survey bisa mo ye no better time ben
ani na report no ka wa your website.
Okay.
Into your website now we have for the customer expectation survey. That survey was talking to consumers, stakeholders all over the country. Into online survey and physical surveys, questionnaires in your deployer online and physical deployment of the questionnaires. The responses are in your hand and every year analysis. And it is the analysis that came up with those figures. The research here and prayer here is also on our website. It's a public document.
Okay. And me so because I no pay ni edi graphic home komo no. Me kolika me ne wa hanam say kwabna na ka say bia nam sisi apa de ekoba say ye ba betu into mu a say utilities e besan to mu dia e be dia magana for pa menim ni abeka fa ho obi a bia eye na adwen sa because yes if is okay well PRC for as mujina homa utilities for no ba mujina ho so ma ye nso enti yes ye hwemu enti obi ka say sabere di ense say to utilities mu a obeka say a kire no
oh the message I can say no kana ku yem na PRC that on your babon any decision yet me got the tariffs the cost one and cost to the decision about we can take it up from that point. But at this point in time, there will be income and to continue.
So yeah, we are in person to be my mujumedi and baby I will do see consultations near the identity my ye nina baby I will do yes announcement say utilities no year two more a bejina ho and only near ye share nim sisi a meboa.
And one
okay, all right. And yeah, that's Papa Doc. Let me sure. Right. Dr. Eric Obute, Director of Research and Corporate Affairs, Public Utility Regulatory Commission, PURC. Ose nia graphic kano. I saw mo ya jioma sem aka. Omo pre omo ho. Omo second guess yomo. Na yenhwe nim. Won't mean ka say next 2 weeks. But yeah mo by the end of August no. Yabeti omonka commission no e de ba betu dwa se omutum yabeti bibi efi omhono
ensem ekwa otwiko bata esum se dontwe no dumaja esum Ghana muntie dwumadie so eye neat
min kan comments ni bi san fanto so emfa mamo. When you have an incoming president and a business-minded person like Alan Chamantin, how to push or start a business is not a problem. African Continental Free Trade Area is the economic salvation. Ericus Gaspar, Bechley, US, no free and other by Yahuza. I also am despite all the economic challenges we are facing as a country due to global factors, President Akufo-Addo-led MPP government is still constructing massive roads, coupled with other developmental projects and pro-poor policies. This should give us a clear indication that all is not lost. Yahuza, Swami, NOD free, NOD by. So, do we have a leader as a country? If yes, then we have a long way to go. Because if our leader is Nanado, then I am not surprised our suffering as a country is increasing. A leader who cannot even do a reshuffle. That is one here from Meshach Asante. I was so kind. Shuffle if you die by force, Charlie. Man for why is it reshuffle that's going to solve our problems as Ghanaians? Tete from Sunyang was say the president is expected to commission the first phase of the rehabilitation works done and completed today at the premises of the Sunyang airport. I know, Sir Jakazanti. You know, please, bye. Congratulations to Honorable Francisca Otin Mensah, MP for Kwabre East, for her nomination as Deputy Minister designated for Gender, Children and Social Protection. Ya Sankide, Body Free Taifa, and or the buy. Need 100.9 Ghana Muntie Jumedi so Yantoa so na yeni Ura Pius Enam Hajide, Chief Executive Osama NYA ending common. Offer the Ghanaian Observer Democrat and say Akufo-Addo to receive Star of the Youth of Ghana Award. Yeni Pius ending common. I said, I said, more about Neat FM. So,
yeah, maybe I'm a bit too.
Come to say,
I'm a dumb and empire for almost well.
Me who am a penny for need the Hodom say now, Shana say, Symphony today, Nim Hodom say. Na was it Akufo-Addo to receive Star of the Youth of Ghana Award? And Patrick, I don't know.
Yo, many of me that say, Lady Kamamucha, Naminchia, a telephone, a true in person, so for so my
Nanuman for any amount for no beer or teaming, none of a yampa and ra any messenger for the robot for a shemukakra. Yet it to just enter the 12th of August in the United Nations, the 54th ordinary session of the United Nations General Assembly. A candidate to Jose Fibiano, August 12th, a year da, ye chancy Jose, ye the best celebrity, a bebudu, woman contribution to community and national development. And the Ghana, yes, we take this and dano. Now, a failure not to know. You be assigned in a quench room cushion. A decano, the first ever Ocean National Youth Authority Act in Moa, Emra, a chichi, said you no National Youth Authority, no. A Shayan said, Afibiano, Kenyan Youth Conference at national, regional, and district level. Yenye bida, 2016, a chichi sa Emrano. Afi ABOAGYE Africa Afi as part of activities to celebrate the International Youth Day, no. The first ever National Youth Conference. I had in 2000. Mentioning in there, Ghana. Free youth groups, be brave, be Ghana. Any opinion for the be a kind one. You bear to adjourn. Ahwe kwan a yensu bebunu ye be François ye betumi ama ye man Ghana akonkan enu eche no ye sign ebe outdoor a new national youth policy national youth policy eye nka anu hihye ya ekire Ghana mebunu ya dwene eni nia aban no epese wo ye edi boa emebule iye die eni omukanko last time we yanya national youth policy 2010 ache papa entino enusu nyamia dom ye minister honorable Mustafa Yusuf edi enimwa yaye national youth policy fufo omampenyine abaino ajiatumu enti enusu no during the celebrations of the International Youth Day no and also woman penning Edibetuja ever launching the policy together with its implementation plan. The beyond no youth policy no be any national youth authority and another Ministry of Youth and Sports and a bit to me at the way you ma a cross-cutting concept. You or how a war at the Siamu, you or how a war Mudimu. You are how it was security, but be until the youth policy, no, dissemination forum, it just all ministries, departments, and agencies here. Womo and one be a year a fat and mebuno, yina everything kunya now ubia ebe near the responsibility in achieving the objectives of the youth policy. For instance, Osha at the same one, Ghana Mebuno Kase, your court, your Poma, Sebiu, and normally be our mood say, a year dear, but a said near to the job market, you almost say, a tray in time one, Diego de Zambuja, landing on the shores of Elmina. A yes, I am but for be and so as you are coding our baby. But if you are seeing in Abaye global village, so academic curriculum must have some relationship with the job market. But National Youth Authority and the Ministry of Youth and Sports, in the share this year, and this the Ministry of Education, any Ghana Education Service, any impending form free. That's where you know. Ebe bana ye ni omedi nkomona omehu bebi anya so Ghana mebuno ye pese ye ko. So start this the dissemination forum no. And also ye be as part of the activities to celebrate the International Youth Day. And ebium near paper no edia to the front page ya no dia one frame and then also a conferment of the Star of the Youth of Ghana award on President Akufo-Addo. Niana Ghana bebuno enam yesua kanete obi ya dia osayeye ewo mu se Oliver Twist ye bisa bebre se yenye enfan ka ho edema ye die but oman ya sabi went to me and recognize it and rewarded the heroes and heroes no that oman is not worth dying for. Nyamia dum nyamia Ukrainian Ghana mebunu ye wo how pi na aban bia any oman penyin bia no try say onusu ebe eye na famudie na ye de yi o how e wo every mebunu so nia ye wonu say abakosem chese ye mampenyin na nando dan Akufo-Addo waye bi pa edi aboa Ghana mebunu o share free SHS ya eyi o how kese pa eda to Ghana mebunu eso a eya dia sebi omo a omunye mu faso ebebre eya mebunu ko secondary schools no bebre a wo fa woni me be ya gede se eye be 99.9% a omo secondary school eye mebunu and this is aban bi ne o man penyin bi betumi aba na wo ban ye nhyehyɛ te free SHS ya ebebua ebebunu a aban no ne o man penyin no wo mu sɛ abasobɔ ne sabi asida wo hwɛ guarantee free policy a ene ansa na wo sabeka wo senate kakra ahonden kakra Mrs. Smith ye the son is simple the car ye di so ya sene ewo suapo mu no yen loan na ye je no maybe etwem no se ubenya obi se ombeta we chi se guarantor wanya sa ni pana ta we no student loan scheme for support no want to me enya ele ye yesa requirement in everywhere akoye guarantor free policy ebiom odusu apomu a dodo ewo ho no eye bebo no enti se enne sa ohawo na adesua na eda bebo no so etuminya omanpenyin bi amana beyi sa adesua no appear so a sa omanpenyin no wosa ose asida any abasoba there che one district one factory bebrebe a ye bie adwuma omo a yafa omedwuma mu dodo na eye bebo no the general idea of industrialization ayewu ama ene ukwa car manufacturing companies akese abebi nyuma ewo Ghana udu ho sei menia dodo na yafa omedwuma mu no both in those car manufacturing plants and then the one district one factory here eye dwuma ni nyina no dodo a sedi yenya mu mfaso no eye Ghana mebu no restoration of allowances to teacher trainees and nursing trainees ebiom eye mebu no enenti there because uduwa ebiom mebu no na obehu omo yetumi ka bebre napko aba ene even bebia wokobia no ye nyina ti asese nsanadwuma eya debia sebi eboa nipa eye die ene oman ni nyina ekanko ko Germany a obehu bibisa uko China ni Asian Tigers ya obehu bibisa ene obia betumi to say there is a renewed focus and attention being paid on technical and vocational education. Import yechichimra ewo parliament the pre-tertiary bill yebe SCA technical and vocational education na ye free adwene mo se sebi omo sebi woma adwene emo enhyeda ndo anase woma bon omo na omo ye nsadwuma ebiom so no eyade a echese ye mampenyi eni nabai SCA ebebu no edaache ebiom onipa yade a wasayeye the use tax eba 10 billion cedis ye di eso bebunu asi ema won dwetre na won kasa instant adwuma ene ankwankwa adwuma ebetumi apeja na emebunu instead say ye file ebe she ya moto mu eni nam say ye pedwuma no ya nkasa ye beba be ye job owners na ye nkwa ya famipa adwuma mu ye bebunu youth staff no focused on the youth ebiom so no onipa ya dia osa ye ebiom ye see youth resource centers omapenye ashayen say ye see 16 eni ukase yi 10 under construction. Now, some youth resource centers no. Nam say mebu no. Ye ne edi agudi ehunte no. Youth resource centers no. Sports heavy. But ye want counseling centers ya. Drug abuse, teenage pregnancy, enkomo any counseling. Ye benya ewo ye want ICT and library facilities. Ewo ye youth resource centers no more. 10 are under construction as we speak. Afei beba ni me no na first 5 no na ye commission ye betumi e de adwuma ofa kasaba kwa aba ewiase fa na nyina eye nothing for youth without youth. It just said youth must also sit around the decision making table. I was said yes no empenyin enti asem omun ji adwene ewo enema ne bebre so enti wonya omampenya wo tumi ema emebunu akwenya the ministers the DCs any benya sebi omu etimkunya ebe fadea omu so beti ya tre omadenia eye ebebunu agenia ene exercise omampenyi ne aban no. They are living by the mantra nothing for youth without youth. And Ushe, Minister for Youth and Sports, Honorable Mustafa Yusuf, Oye Bebuno, Ushe Minister for Justice and Attorney General, Prophet Dami, Ushe Minister for Western Housing, Yenya Francis Asensobuache, Ushe Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Minya Benyi, Anampo, Edia Minya Ketuampo, Samuel Abu Ejinapo, ABC District Chief Executive, Swa, Ubemuni Nse, Nana Adodan Kwa Akufuado, Wone Ghana Mebunu Edini Papa. Na yesi, Unipaya dia, Osaye, Yendie, Ghana Mebunu, Proverbial Olivati, Yesai Edisase, Onye Bibre, Enfanka, Nia, Wendikai Ayedadao. But the percent who say, if you are safe for 9 years, who say, Yeniaso, a choir, your mom pinning, any now buying every year, so. Now, you're buying ashen and crying, ashen and your yam, ashen and crying, say, Onye Bibre and Kaho. And as part of activities to celebrate the International Youth Day, and make a chewono, a minute penny, Ghana Bebuno, Eddie Abbas Kubodie Kakraka, a year, the Star of the Youth of Ghana Award, Eddie Emma, Yama Penny, Nana Dodanko Kufado. Now, as I share, duty bearers, Nina, and crying, say, Ghana Bebuno, Yeshemo, Bibia Mo Yebia, Yamu Kebiano, Yeshe, the Estoyan is a Muyeni year, a Dabi Beba, Ghana Bebuno, a Beboma Basso. Yesu said, we know ebe encourage incoming president. And I do the way in India, 8 years never been yet. But say a chasa quine at the silver, say the yes presidency at the silver. Oman Penibia, Albabia, Minister Bia, and I said Penibia, Ghana for a bayino. Obession to say that one Ghana for a bebunu, Edini ye dia, Dachi no. Abasobonde kesi ebetumi aba enti wo fa wuti ya eyampa ebutaya etechire no enu na machechire mu achire wo
yebedasi paus na evensi ase nyame shapa no fe
medawase na ma mistress ma me kwana me fanka ho se eye 3-day celebration that from the 10th to the 12th of August. Yabeyano ewo Anakazo Bible and Ministry Training Center ewo ekwepin mampom eko ena yebedisa ejuma ekefie yefa kwenya nso efre bebulu bia ubenya ho uso uwa kwenya se ubeba abekan ho yeda mwase papa.
Yes, that's Pius and Amhajide, Chief Executive of Samaya National Youth Authority, and only a dinkomo need 100.9 Ghana Montie Suno Asogwe, the Bankratano, my macabran Fabian Rim and Opena, Yanko him, Yantoaso, na Mekamus say, and chair and pin for better say, Yanopa Jumedi so. The discussion almost at the adventure diaba.
And some quote to call Bata, as soon as I don't change the Maja, as some Ghana Montie Jumedia so, a neat.
Ranko him to us, mammy.
Yo. Abusia for the Bokata, the Herald, and Namanugusua, me Bomuama near Tremuni. What as a chief of staff, Mamia Kosia Fremos or Pade. One boss, chief executive officer, or Dano. Anna, Womu. Edu Pugana, Womu Akabomwa, Womu squanderize sika, and fast wo bien niso. Ya, what I say, 1 million Ghana cedis monthly payment. Ya, Womu Edema ministry no. Afe, Kabia Woma Koto, Mami na support to Papei, Woma Koto cast bebre bidia babe guan moa, and can fast wo bien niso, and procurement bin so a womo ye maami ya na support womo ma niam ekoso wo honom no enya kura Supreme Court man penin na adedan kwa kufu ado aye na ntene se wo ba pia MPP empanimfo ade womo akogu Supreme Court ho wono nko abakosemu yenya Supreme Court wa judge fo bebrebe se da enso man penin adawroma wa bodia makoduru 19 emfa no ho anya na asem said the Supreme Court wa ukwa aman bi so a abro so 9 7 10 12 ni ade yi mampani keka kwa 19 stand a wogusu a wa appoint binom ati wo mu ka ho na telling statement anim ha and what I say ononya fo alan kojo kiremante after ho asem wa meka ye wasan ade aban what I say ye position wa man no set away ya commercial capital ti boom na ye nyina ye ko Ghana mampani His Excellency na adodan kwa kufu ado andra sa dwumadie no a wopa ho ntoma no wasan ade aba na melarebe o na de wo ba ye minister agenda children and social protection Ghana Green Street Project ya pa committee bi a wo mu na eba abese se kromu ba ye green kama abrofu bo mbehu se o ma be na mu green say enti ende wu tadu ato agu a ya careful na sam penimfo yi wo mu ba be hwese enua no a ente bia ye dua bi last year na this year nso ya sen dua bi enti dua ye dua no wo mu be hwe efiri nkra kokuma ase ekwan ho nua no ade nyina umbewese ya dododo ni nyina ho ya gusunsuo de mpontenwe yemfa ade anje ho a ni ya ye ntantam ni ade ni ma akwaje ho sade be ya ye maka first pa udua body a emfitire de na wode mpontibini ne wa hono no kama na de asresra so sade be ya mpontenwe enti sa nkofue wo munsu ba mese ayi ni ade a tetatare ho a sade be ya moa enkonkore emayen where telling statement there na telling despatin so at the aban what say etna your holiday overkwasi etna your holiday yeah say etna your holiday o the Bokrate ni mu pe na mahunu was it tomorrow is holiday enti wo mu baba back Erade adoma Friday san kamira ye free me ho kura na what rasa Ghana Dr. Mohamed Baumia na ka say ye o ye ma ye ni nje de ye ne ankasa ye wo no ho titiro pe ba no asomte a West Africa hanum say ye ma ye ni nje ye ho mampani aboni pam ye nu din ade de bra foforo ade ase wonum nsa Levi ononyamfo ken wofori atache se nya ade aban ebe yidie free ho momo transaction no increase 8.4% ya ade sika begu yafutuo mu insight the bokrata no anim hanom nso seku ana o fight aban se saa Kwame Nkrumah museum ho no a wose wo kwa akwasiesie no ade aba pa na wo kwa akwati wo ho anya de hianie Kwame Nkrumah tiase mo amoni de papa bia wo wuye ya wo krefe na mo kwasiesie no ho no mo a ete na mo kwa akwaje Ibrahim Maham ana wo katre student se wo mu nsu ade me find the solution ema Ghana ye problems ya ye wo na nya se bia ade bia wo mu ba na ye kwa akwosese adwuma aye nungwa edasio ena wo mu woni a the bokrata the insight ede ho asem ede aba na Ghanaian Observer mampeni na nado danko akufuado wode ne mfoni abetoa and what say Star of the Youth of Ghana Award ene yetumedie bia ba ba hye mabunu nkran na yetumi aye niama ese ni na esefata made in Ghana Media Music dinner night ye beba so ya ye be celebrate dinner this year wo Ghana ye nyina ye be kobi ye be kwa akodidi ni akwa akonom na yetie nyompa esanse ya ye adwuma saa afie mu nyina ye nye ya home ntinsam trefo yenso ye be kwa akodi ani bi Lance Minister and when no great wo mu e ba be hwe enua e be ye green so enti ono nso wode ne mfoni abetoa Deputy National Security Coordinator and Wakate Private Security Operator to say aya woman to mu wakasika ye Dr. Mohamed Bahomia His Excellency the Vice President here what rasa santimantem woman ba benya akwanya ebeboa womu no eho asem ewa ha The Chronicle and what say water ejanaya womu tesa akom no ama Ghana fo bu afu pa se enti akwan amode ye na mso nie anya kura asantimantem ba benya akwan pa na mso eno ho asem ewa ha kuma ase yesudru honom a womu ekotere tigum monten so basa womu te womu nan ba bia obefa bia no womu akukọ ekotere ti su akukọ ekotere ti si ho ete se Nigeria president call abrochire US no mu yensiemudie bi ena abrofo ne kase ena Africa de modificate rough ba bia na mu jam na asi ena Nigeria president ne kase munyaka mekura me be me hu owura bi na wo jane na wo mfikire wo ena se yankofa no mra enti yakofa nipa kro baaye ena abureni no bisanse owura ufiri he ena wo so ofiri Nigeria se me ka kire mo se motimu krom saa ba me sara jo asafo ene de enyina boa eje hia to no enti yeyi no afiri wo Pastor Kevin Kwesi Kubiri ena ne yire Sabana Esengosen womu na da he 23 million Ghana cedis en womu tese asori manfo ni bisika ya hwehwa yehu enti yede womu akogina court abo wonum kwadu Daily Satellite ani mu ma me sara jo asafo de na be se na namu no woda hanum sei appointed time printing ya bo ma baso womatumi ya print 600,000 science textbooks ya de be kire nkwada no ade afi Dr. Seya Weditum and Okate Colleges of Education Council ne se omumwa na yen train critical thinking teachers anya teacher fo a womu ya try nelo afi yandi si amanyoku wentukwa esi wo bie honom wom twa womu ho sekan no wacha mfoni ade ababetoa the new crusading guide anim ha ekuo bi katre mampeni se wonya reshuffle na wonfa afoforo emra na womu atu wonumi ase bebre no abrebre asangongo ena wacha best performing chief director award womu ati amanu afi de bokate anim ha ena wacha aban eni abrese wo ba beboa na printing press ya womu wo Ghana omenya tax waiver aboa wo adwumaye maame bi aso abodam ene wakum obi wo sekre wonom ya nipa krot motorbike so a wode kro ena maame tambo aya ne said yomo heart frame ate broma no teta baabi a wo tekela no entikira ne du wonom apɛ nanim epan na wemuni da fom tim woto fom tim apɛ ene wasade buo bro no a womo etina nyina wonim sa agro no womo die ampe womo kɔ ya na wakuno Eastern region in prior so MP and what as a garam say activities here cause wonyina wo betu so sa afi Ghana ha sa wo furu ye musan e de frinkra kokuma ase wo de kwata kurade anase sunyane a take it in wo matum enti sa wo tu kwan anu ase no nso local airlines wo mu take it price no e peja kosoro kakra abrantie Prince Yosin watebuate ena ne yatade frɛ no watwa nananom wanse do resafo na de baka tete se sa ade yi amampani aye e kire se ampente o de resafo ebeto aso maame yesla wosu akufo ye o kafa deadline efa sim registration ho no wote se asam no ebeyire kire se ena ye boss nso abeka kire maame yesla wosu akufo se September no a waka no mu ntumi ma obi aga na card enti na dawroma so obesan atua kwanim kakra ekwan ne nanim obakwasi we eye the bokrata hodo register no pay obi a enya ne chefa
that's kwabna kasima be dunum na nkono abo studio no mpeni fortnance that's honorable Samuel IP former member of parliament for Yensuano constituency and Nuruddin Hamidan a NDC communication team member also Zongo Koko secretary anope omotrase na yedi nkomo your discussion segment need 100.9 I mean kai mo comments ne bi na yenko yenim anope jumedie so okay, let me start with this one. It says that KWASI, the vice president is inactive, so he should be added to the ministers who are going to be reshuffled. That's Simon Azaliko, Agbogba, EP, down, or the free and or the buy. It is surprising that the more this fraudulent and deceptive claim of job creation, the more the economic hardship and higher unemployment. That's Alai Baba or the free Madina and or the buy. Teacher Kujo Tepa Anyine Susu Nana Akufo-Addo will go down in history as the best president Ghana has ever had. Mahama will never ever be president again. Teacher Kujo Tepa Anyine Susu. Okay. Amisco Spelele Kaswa. In fact, Ghana is progressing under Nana Baumia despite the challenges the world is currently in Ghana is going through. That is one here from Amisco Spelele. I saw your dedication to Asheda Mam fans. Alfred, I will Shakra. Alfred, I will grant you this today. It says, happy birthday in advance to Dinah Nelly. That is one here from Alfred. You know, the Inshaba Anelka. Year of Rose in Kumasi is really amazing and unprecedented. Ya kwa no. Enho miso kakra na membra.
Ghana Montie, Ghana Montie, Ghana Montie, Ghana Montie.
All the Sampa Cassia Bo Kowaka Tamunsa Amaya Sa KWASI ABOAGYE
Onye Yimu, Nukretrodo, Kamadine Kamadine Bo
Nita Fe
Mayentie, KWASI ABOAGYE 100.9
KWASI Bonkwe
God bless His Excellency Nana Danko Akufo-Addo for having the vision to embark on all the developmental projects and other social intervention policies. His inspiration, leadership, and dedication towards Ghana's development is beyond compare. Openi 80, Wodi Free Kaswa and Wodi Baye. It takes a discerning person to be able to recognize the importance of Ghana Card than any other developmental project. So many socio-economic benefits will come out from this national ID. Therefore, let's not politicize everything, rather than we should welcome it. That's one here from Osekweku, UK, and Free. But see, please tell Ofosu to stop deceiving himself. Ask him, as he claimed to be the best managers, they claim to be the managers of Ghana. Why were they voted out? Emmanuel Kweku Yamwa and Odiwe Edebaye. I've always said that if Ghana would ever burn to be through the divisive Akufo-Addo, even if his reign comes to an end, Idrisu Nafiu Kaswa. You don't like that. Ankuma Foster Chim Ayribi. I think of that this one. Ghanaians should comply with the directives from the communications minister and go out to register their same cards. Christopher Edifri Kaswa. Kaswa for Modospa of Damasi. Mystic Wonder in Siwam Adrejiri. Ghana is in serious leadership crisis. The economic hardship is unprecedented. The clueless Nanado Dr. Bawumia-led government have mismanaged the economy miserably, and the center cannot hold. Mystic Wonder and Sawam Adwejiri. Need 100.9 Ghana MONTIE so and Wasuogwe studio man saying Honorable Samuel IEP, former member of parliament for Ayensuano Atnasi, is still gunning to be MP for Ayensuano. Nuruddin Hamidan, former MC Asokore Mampong, Asawase, belongs to the communication team of the NDC, the secretary for the Zongo Caucus. Benifoya Transi Anope, Ewo Studio, no I'm saying. Nuruddin Akwaba. Mpomwe. Ah, ya che da se sana pwa. No cre, ishia achepa. Yache. Me so as film na MC in Shia. Can you imagine? And the 8th month of the year.
Oh, Shia February.
February. Okay. That's nice. That's beautiful. Right. Honorable.
Augustine.
Yeah, what I'm saying.
Nyame adom. Eye pa.
Nice one.
Na watching many eji. It's only say if he says the vice president and the number Shanti region.
Okay.
Na you may the say I say would dear you may be the way we na say ubi ba no beto aso na adwuma no tumi wie a e de ani je soro nku bi ba wa abrabom.
Yes.
Me wa parliament no and e de Kumasi inner roads project e buy.
Okay.
And as speaker of parliament I refer to the roads and transport committee am na me chairman. And ye try say any minister of roads and highways in Pahinefo minister Urama Akwata ka ho. And ye bobo Saudi Army when ye do call parliament jeto mo na wo hyase. And now no vice president His Excellency akọ amasa Rosi wakwa pa ho ntama Ashanti region aye ndi je nku a manfo enam so osande aso abofema wore hye afoforo nso ase eye akwan foforo wasan ba be aboa ene interchanges ye be ye mori sen frihia bie ni kakra ka yen animu ye ne Ashanti region fu bedi ni ye pa hu social media kwadre fo also where demonstration won akwan ne niam bi akoso a won ani nye hu ye be sere won wonya abotere se insumuna na se beto wo kuro mu a wo a oti kuro mu no hu ba bi ansu na mu na oti nsu di ba bi amuna yi de ebeto sara nso na ne ahya asifikuma asen ebedu kwa abere ansana yakoto aba nti obiara ntwa no komanto ne yam na me fasa akwan yi so na machia watiefu nyina ne titiru pa ne yenuanom a wowo yensua no menua baako ampof Richard odi ne birthday o amanase me man the happy birthday yakopon kan ho o man no fi bebiri a very hard working person obua party no wo amanase ene ayensua no mpatam ho
okay
bichia no me man afrisha pa yakopon fan fi bebiri kan no mfi ho na no obeye bia no enye yie emfa ma no na abusua nyina
me da se en shen komonase na say we dey yenti we mfio because ehun hia pa daily graphic and pay report to issue be ntim say no yi di hodom say na e be hwe issues enso a ehun nkon no be ehun hia utility tariffs to go up next week say na daily graphic ka and pay any PURC for edin komo omo say daily graphic ya pre omo hododo omo dwi omo asema come on but utility tariffs but na same teach you pa na me busa was a question I posed to my colleague Kwabna say are we ready? Misha say few so
menua me dash na edin kan me the nchia kese edema His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and any family. I wish them well on their 30th anniversary, 30th wedding anniversary. It's a Sunday na ekoye reception kakra wo Polo Park. No pan ho a Honorable Julius Debra, the former chief of staff. Ninua wadi nechi ono nso ewu afi na yebeye yie no no nso me ma oni busuani na yakọ ya me emfa ne kra ensi yie minua obisa asem say utility tariffs to go up, are we ready? It's a question I will be saying now, a quite rhetoric question. You don't need to answer. Everybody knows that we are not ready now as it is today. Why are we not ready for new increment? Adia ekoso ukoka MPPC Ukraine war, Ukraine and Russia war, any COVID, any then any economic hardship ever. But utinasi na osha adia ekoso wo maimu na sebio aban and increase salary. People's income are not going up. Now if you see yensen tria more. Na che say aban ya to ne so aba no ne ho fa so ne sen. Because ye aban se ne be ya obe shock absorber to the citizenry. So problem ba no problem no sebio se be nya dia citizen for betime amene a na aban abeso ya ase aboan. Inti na yetu atro. Na say no e was say aban some of the state institutions are working very well. Why is it that institutions like Ghana Water still we continue to have waste? Waste in the bar, you see, check amobia etria. Some of the people too are not paying water bill. Some don't even have meters. Utimiko baby na insure pie na eguho. No is waste. Are we first of all, before we even come and think about increment of tariff, any neohon, I was saying who say the way and manner we run Ghana Water Company, is it effective? Are we running it in the most efficient manner? Waste now, our system or no? Are we able to cut down the waste? Because we will GDA pass it. No more be or no my waste be or no my air cocosono. Say yet me, we might not need to pay more. Because acquire sekete and I say a basket and already equation issue. The more you put water in the basket, the more the water drains off. Into the issue is not about paying more tariff. The issue is about doing a thorough analysis of that institution. let's establish whether we are running the Ghana Water Company in the most effective and efficient manner. That is the starting point. Wastage that are in the system, let's do a thorough analysis of it. I believe that even the government and the MPP would be more than happy to clean up whatever wastage that is going on. I don't think we will need to cover more money to pay for Ghana Water. And then we can say, a problem. And then getting money is an issue. Can it banswa enchebia na ako esa spray. Udu unsa siswa when you ba so no scanasa. Inti ye de se aban. They say no ye de apart from nyame. They say aban ye se omo. They say no kuma ye hye. In your MP, me sure say oko constituency. Oko back to the base don't who send a amount for air bread no. One year, some people will even go without the Ghana water and start drinking unwholesome water. And also, it brings about illness like guinea worm and all that. Intimately say, this is not the time for it. Pressure is too much. The rate at which people are suffering in this country is just too much. Let's not add salt to the injury. Let's do something about it. Say analysis, no. Na analysis ni say ampa they are running it in the most efficient and effective manner, and there is a need to top up. That is why we need a buy to subsidize a little bit, because in short it was say affordable to everybody in the country. Intermediate, mesre say yanhwe ekwan be fa so na okay. Yeah, because they say no increment, baby, I'll call credit, increase credit card, credit, or more increase, but I'll call Utwasi Anasa. Bia is gone up.
Okay,
let's say the basic necessity of life, which is water. Electricity, you can do without it. You can decide not to sleep in light, but water is life. So when did you cry now? It was so issue, and yeah, food ration. It be a 0110. It be a 110. It be a 100. It be a 000 crown. Water is the supplement. It's a 1 year driane in the cry and opa. Obetimendum water. Na ewia wa peka krebie di anadukra we ndi you'll be fine. But issue no say eno so be ye challenge emaya the how power be.
Okay, me that see. That's Nurdin of the NDC now taking come call honorable IP so na MONTIE tariffs increment here daily graphic report honorable
minu mami enchi awati if you let me share minu na Julius Debra madam for pa me na efisu me na yakọ minu efi me na so na ete tariff minu
o we shine
yeah former president
it's always so because where you Eastern region person Oliver boy there
on cheda anya minua and obey president one cheda mo Ghana bia obenya nkai bia into na yira ware na wanga di 30 years ya mo wontiri nkwa won hwo nga ware so no ware na wo ma kufu ado kwan no nso munimang na minim no ache nya na akwasi na metifi bi mu Accra New Town na me ne wala ni papa bi na tie friend no Rashid na Rashid na danfo pa na ye former president John Mahama na me sensen boy ayu say eja obi we fi Accra obetena compound house obi asoma obi na okọ school eja osoma na onya guru kakra na nso eja wo de akọ school but now former president Mahama no no masters no legon na danfo pa so no late kura anti no ta aba na nchen mo ba no mo asoma no ma cut ye to tea wo mo pe Lipton na o ma ye hot water no ma cut to ne ama bre won akro obey president mi o ha na Rashid eba me nchen wo parliament I say hey minim say na dan funa no ba na nchen wo abey president ye hwe mu ana je say You know, minimum yen. I was me a pen. Oh, I check. No, yet. Now, Minia, many me co-panelists, papa. No currently about politics now, so I seem to I say, affect it, who here say about politics. Mede, men can imagine and say, primary and yamera, I will say utility for especially water. Why you attempt to cry, say, what the increment we be bringing. Same thing say, waste in our system, because so do any out to farm, waste near too much. Oh, well, I got someone to say. Well, waste level will be I say would certain percentage. I don't have the figures here. So what percentage now? Not just say waste. Well, allowable waste level. What much can move about 10-fold? So they should go back. You see, you first as say, Obiara, what the one car? Which illegal connection? One man grace periods be a man from Brancasa, no Macasa on their own. Woman, a penalty be a nim. What we said, you man, some said this week in a baby. It one thing. No one just said, what is our grace period in the bio? Returns ben naba. Benefits ben naba. So at man, we are one west level naba famana. West in the bar family, still, and who ben here say, Wabbe, total bills nimana, because bia. So what to one say? No to me yet. Now west level no equal family are now income west now may have system mun edebeba no e bi kwa na ehun ahia say we be increase tariff. In fact you no kware the whole of Africa I'm say Ghana eka countries are young electricity bo and nsubo e wa fem pa na momu no ye betu asan ma na ba fem pa biem se atoto ya ne ameya intimide ewomu say we ye penyin say we MP, so you former MP, so you minister, so you former leading politician. Na say o share request a wo constituency a eba me ba yare, me ba school fees. Ya kwasi ya rashi tua o. Me ti fie nyina me nya adwuma yi. Request ni bi ba. Wo ya ho hwia enye ye. Ya hwe so obi a wadi wa achi, on wa campaign, wa nyina ma bra, na mu nyina ma lusu, na ma betena fie, na ono so ye bi akura mpo na ho ko campaign mu kakra. Na no ho a kire no, na wa ba kwasi se wo bi a wo be ma no. Inti president ajatum say you ahochire wo wiase nyina na ebi aka Ghana. Finance minister ajatum say you ahochire wo wiase nyina ebi aka Ghana. Na no vice president ka so ojetum ye nyina ya ajatum. Enti enye samri ya ajatum a yegu so toto niama siesie economy say wiase ohawa aba wiase ebi aka Ghana yi ebe fi wona no eni jesam ye fuel percentage no price na drop by certain percentage. Nipa bi kura pa start agite saka be saka no fe ni ento so na GPR to you funu say say ba from to 20%. Yes won and menye ni say what twan ya ma no ko do 20% increment and say what fair no so e di say ba from kakra wo hwe no nya hu biribi ye be sere eni ama ekwo mu ema fuel price no drop no critical one among them no the price of the international crude oil price no. And stability, yes, say young dollar rate, stabilizing kakra, and market, kakra, oh, the rate, see the rate, was nedu who chan, abafem. And I say, because I drop, because you see, rate are not equal, so abafem. And I say, special forest markets now, you create your Bank of Ghana, my oil marketing companies, and also at me aboa. I must say, price now started drop. The empire bonnet say, in command a course, America for and China and Russia for Intema, almost me increasing production kakrano. OPEC and more, especially Saudi Arabia and America. But say American President called Sandy on the Saudi Arabia for Nakwakasa. Yes, one increase production kakra. Yes, OPEC. So Russia won in Yansi ya. One increase production kakra mayen. Na price no entumi drop. Drop na at least you to me 50% ah. Ebetuma boa ema niama boa aba fam na inflation no so atumi ejanas kakra. Nti ya basre ni dimara. Wo ma ya America kakra. Na nka ya hwe se niama batuto ye kakra. No one work on the waste. Won a wode ka won to me entua ne ade ni nyina. Won pe kwan be fa so asese ka no wo beje ni titiri ne wo institutions Ose atemi bi abehwere institution bi de ka 1 million Ghana cedis, 2 million Ghana cedis, 3 million Ghana cedis. No hia di bi a odeka 100 cedis ni akokọ ya ko disconnect no. Yesre ba bi a mo benya sika kesere mo mfa ma ahoɔden nko me nkese. So obi de light ka 100 cedis a me disconnect no. Ni nyina nso eboa. Na mom no atemi bi a na enwa se obi de ka 100 cedis ni disconnect no. Na company bi de ECG ka be 3 million Ghana cedis, 4 million Ghana cedis, 5 million Ghana cedis. Na ono da so use light no dey adwuma. Maybe expose be ba from that area. In that area of companies are at the ECG ka want to mean to ya. No what da so ye adwuma. Na so obi etini popwatwa ebi odi fridge ebi esi container bi ma oye ni otom fresh kakra, fresh fish ni oye cold store kakra odi didi. Odi ka be 100 ani e disconnect no. Na obi wo cold store kese pa and that larger commercial large scale side na onu mumu ya akwa ni akwa disconnect no. Ye besre ECG Ghana water one kwasua ntonko waste ni mu. Ni anim say ECG the report ba bonten akese. Ye ma grace periods no 2 weeks no. Report e ba na kire say ampa ye tuma ye recovery kakra. Nti ye waste level na ba fam. Na fe ye nka ho asam ni ye hu say the waste level no ba fam na say still won be here increment ni ye hu. Na baby a order nam no de ahokyere ohyew ewo wi ase wonya abotre kakra ma ya akwasi
me da say so me ba na ya ba be hwe ye ne ekoso ewo yenuanmo gas tanker drivers for fact LPG me ya sure say matete bi se ne si kono ya nhwe ya na che se botwe de obi aja ya nhwe ya na gas in fact I understand, Christ. I mean, the shortage because these gas stations, attitude. Me bana and penny for my baba Jima drink chair home. My main kind comments in the if oil money, gold money, cocoa money, bauxite money, timber money, e-levy are not enough for the president and his NPP government. What will slavery money due to President Akufo-Addo? Ablade Efie Kuma Zongo Takra de no di free no de buy. Keki Ewa Kaswa or say the government is doing his best. Let's have that trust and get behind the NPP government to do more. Keki Kaswa no di free. Need to push it forward. Okay, so honorable, I mean, shall see if you say na yanshe near cost so yeah gas tanker drivers. I think it's a Monday, no, and on one now so it's almost a strike. I say, almost strike mo anisa. Mean to you, how many petrol you
need? Who station ha? More afternoon show no. Discussions because me fresh him about going to me from to line.
Okay.
Na panelists no discussions, but na ehia correction kakra. Na obi say on tias say tanker drivers any one car winners any oil marketing companies no companies are ton gas no enya asem
LPG Marketers Association
enya asem na what the pressure poto MPA so na tin say a tripartite committee or it's a tripartite process na tin say MPA National Petroleum Authority and regulate all the stakeholders under the industry. Now, you can stakeholders under the industry oil tankers association, only part of the stakeholders. Inti arrangement be a course between the oil tankers.
I think some friend will be downstream as then.
Yeah. Inti arrangement be a course of oil tankers association, and the one drivers in them. The regulator in term, the regulator is MPA. Nti na what the pressure to MPA to say MPA any one employers no and I say partners na one ma say contract no enkasa na one hwe na conditions no one hwe na enye nti na bi no nti ase say adan why the pressure on MPA and for that matter the government. Yes, MPA na regulator no nti ye besre say MPA sorry na ma to say we invite association for na wo so won ko for a reason say association for no say da bia no we say no invite one what can asem ni wi a na MPA ato akoda na menye ni say MPA sika ana ben sika na say ba say increment bi ba ana say condition of service be improve it will not affect the government, it's not affect the MPA. E be affect employer no ana say contractor na wa contract sa association yi ma watwe gas no ema won no nti anu se ye tena se ne ye biribi a de shortage beba na de oshubi beba man ni mu biem yesre MPA won sorry na se wosi wo ma mu move mu mpanyefo ni bi no won kohia won won office na mo no won tena se no mo nka na asomdwe mra na yansen akwaka se wo be gas me be hu na afiri amafo so won cylinders na wodenam emwa afei na to so ebio ne se association members no so matie bi no mukasema niama ni bi wo ha demand ni bi na wo bi wo ye ne enta somo akwasi wetie won demands ni bi so obi na was no load no say ansina me load be ma na de akọ no me de tracker bebo wo track ni mu na matumi a track ehu ba bi a wo di load no kọ na se ukofa bi efa kwanchem ba bi a mehu wo se obi scientist bi aka kire wo se tracker na wo de abokan me beba wo cancer inti no tracker na de wompe inti onyi tracker na mfim na baby a ope bi afa fuel ne fa akwasi ya kan sa enyeye akwasi nim sa enga akra yam private cars aye use so na be your kronfo bi ewi aka na obetuma track ne inti when say private cars be ho aye de trackers me say me wa Benz be very expensive them the tracker album na be ya ofa metuma track ehu baby e wo inti akwasi da be na tracker ya de bobo ka mu when say Uber cars na nam ho ni nyina most of them trackers wo na me adwuma ba kwa me ye me wo tracks bi a ye adwuma filter tracks na me partners am no mo ye adwuma nyina o tracks obi a track abobo mu akwasi yakọ Burkina yakọ Niger yakọ Mali Chad na tracker ni mo abeda car ni ko sha Chad wo abeda track car no nti dan ben na tracker ma cancer yesra won wo mra biem ni yama wo hu scientist ko ka kire wonsi ana IT specialist ko ka kire wonsi the tracker eboka ma ema cancer no ombra no be chechire mu already so ne yente ase na yenya ebi bubo yanka mu ni si ebe yi afima ana ye wobribi a ebetumi I reduce the cancer na yenya because say wo the tracker bo ka mu na ema cancer dey akwa ekwesi na asem gesi o na just like America no nya de nipa ho nyina o because the stamp ka bi ebe move bi an tracker ebom when him say kura nipa bi afi ase the tracker etototo o mobile phones ne ade say na be ya wo bakura wo man phone na the tracker to so na obi kidnapper bi de ne kwahye ba bi a you can just track the phone na phone ni yira obetuma track phone nti wo mra biem na other conditions a omu bi sa na dem je di say eto asom eno nso no ye be hye MPA won frɛ employers no a wo mo employers a nkrofo no mo ye adwuma ma won no one trance na tanka drivers no command won yam na nkoba say ye be so ya cylinder akwaso wonim say ya hwe na say strike no kodu ba bi a it mean the shortage be eba system ni ma it will take a month or two to cover up because we say na fe you so you start adwumo na fe omo gap to close because we say filling station be na oni gas adenti afe ni supply north south west and sunny abano ho nti en say you tena se kura na shortage be the system at the end of the day it's not going to affect government in any way two private individuals two private organizations no me your business and the MPA we are regulator who regulate these two companies no obetumi afre ahwe mo maka na nti asa yadwuma regulator no so rentem ya no won hwe na na also ye bia wonye na gas and short
me da se ona ba ip mami ma Nurdin Sumbre mu na yentie ni kakra ewo ta issue
yi that issue we are abe say anhweni ya the artificial shortage in the system. And yes, a gas in New Ho. Say you best swag gas from one place to the other be issue. You can see with a private business between tankers and their employers. But as a responsible manager of a sector, you will have to make sure that you are up to date with the activities along the chain. This issue and tankers a issue. But all the time when the issues come, resolve between the MPA, employers and the drivers and the MPA can. You can't say MPA and wasem. Because put everything aside. Shortage of gas in the system can have national security implications.
Now the MPA say no, but
nye koso no. What have they done about it? You get what I mean? Because you don't have to wait until the issues come up.
I think it's Monday crowd for a meeting, but now
yes, no, you don't have to because also we be a negotiation. If the drivers are making demands, let's look at the demand, whether the demands are genuine or they are out of place. Meaning there is nobody there is nobody who is happy with what he received and then the salary now obi away juma or just say me dem juma juma but obi away juma kwai tua ne kan the salary is not enough nti wo say say bibi wo honu mu a drivers ni ehwe na ebetime meet omo halfway we have to make the step
sorry but sorry you know I'm multi how much money you want. Musi dendidi. You people have your own businesses you run. Politicians are just idea. Honorable IP. This is that people say me I don't get it too. People have your
also on your juma.
Oh, you
private businessman.
You only need to work before you eat.
No, I don't see our business. I will pay or so by customer juma. Why do you do that? Why do you do that?
Catch us our tracks. You are a businessman.
Nurudi, who are business? Yes, business.
Oh, the people from the
main tiers here.
Who about me your investment? Able to necessary we are Juma. Your investment. Who got to charge bills? Not about something we can return me at the end of the year. You are unemployed. You are lying on your and your business.
Renting business.
It's mean na MPA e wo so omutu anamo they should not lord over open year aya wo bre ten MP kan no they should make moves so ma em said they have rules and regulations of work. There are laws in this country. It's a problem aba na me am your landlord me say bra na entina say na yen problem na wo so ma there has to be sanction against them. Some we are suppliers and now we are contractors of the MPA. You can use that and say minimum timing because muntimin and kase there's a problem. You and solve a problem. One party will say that will not come. Into a show and tracker issue no. It's way a flimsy excuse with the greatest of respect. But and yet tracker in a issue. The issue has to do with the economic hardship now more. They always want to find ways and means to make up for it. Last time me to Kwan Kokumasi. Me namwa na me hu say ye di ndua asisi ekwan ena ye di me say mat akova so. Ena me bi say obi say na sa mati sa kwana yi a ya create no what was the use for it? Was say aya tankers no mo ba no omo akoshe ho into cover no enhu omo and they siphon fuel. That is what and a driver told me this. Let's just say omo so mo hu say aya fuel na e bia 100 gallon e duru na 99 gallon into omo the tracker no hu ehye. Some of the trackers give you live update as you move is being recorded into Gina we employ na etimi hu say Papa we were Gina and Oyeden so that they can look at it and see what is happening. Intimate Salmo. Track a beer macancer. May I have never seen a study that says tracker Emma cancer honorable omubwa. They are trying to find ways and means to be able to do obi honoma also 8 hours. Obetima catch also when you have problem or kwan. And a problem is some of the trackers also come with a video to take shots and all that. And on our panel, into a pair, you can train new drivers and give them a new contract so that in the contract it will be stated. It's one of the things that we need to ask ourselves is that when employers are employing the tanker drivers, do they sign contract with them? And in the terms of the contract, bibi sa womana, so bibi say nimwa. Also, we negotiate with the person. Money penalty say, me o drive me tanker. Say ni say tanker no me wa tracker wom tanker no was say we 6 hours and 5 hours from here to Kumasi was say 5 hours you do so what problem or kwanya you have to quickly call. This is the number to call. Now yen sanitize that area so that we will not have all these problems. But meanwhile, the crux of the matter is that economic hardship no afetobia into everybody is looking for ways and means to make up for the hardship no. And employer be also looking for ways and means to cover the loopholes. Into ABA when you be these are issues ever. I will encourage MP. They should not get tired. They should do well within this week. Now, ono more in share. Ni mpe kwanya ebe faso adili because we enye se ebi gas ni ho. Enye se ebi gas ni bo na heading. Ena citizen entime en affordu. We eye adia sebio management ebetimi aso. Why should we suffer for negligence of management or for negligence of the employer or the drivers? Intime say the sector energy minister Napo should not leave it alone with the MP. Onon so fa na no ebi awokwa amount employers ne betie ne obeka. Onon so wonji mo say onon so ekona anye yi a chief of staff or ho president or ho vice president or ho mayent na say na shortage no emma into the system. Like I said, like joke, people are annoyed with the system already. With the way they can one, it could have even security implications. Into me, let's do whatever it takes to make sure, say, this issue is dealt with immediately.
Okay. May that say that's Nuruddin Ateninkan. Na main kind comments in be na memra. Yeah, me share SIM card registration and some so PPP if you aba ne measures aban di go akwem. Me register kakra fi me penifo ya ye ni omahia no pay. Brasso main kind my drink channel. Mustafa Lower Manya Krobo says for the past 2 weeks, some communities in the Krobo land have total blackout, and the whole Krobo land is without light for the past 1 week. Electricity Company of Ghana management must bear in mind that opposition is not possession and possession is not their property. I'm sure you know the reason why your lights are out. Please tell the Honorable Road Minister that the people of Sunyani East are suffering because of Sunyani New Doma Kotokrom Road. So he should come to our aid. We don't have MP to lobby for us for our roads to get constructed. That's Daniel or the Free Sunyani and or the Bio. See my coin and yet. Almost a road minister. Leviticus Powers says the NDC plunged Ghana into doom. So when there was no pandemic, NDC cancelled all allowances when there was no pandemic. The NDC mismanaged their economy and told Ghanaians that there was. Leviticus Powers concluding part. Setting the record straight on the shortage of the LPG gas due to the tanker drivers' strike. The government of Ghana does not own any tanker. Neither does the government of Ghana, has the government engaged any tanker driver to do any work for the government. It's Ghanaian individual private businessmen who owns the tankers and engage the tanker drivers to work for them with some terms of conditions or conditions of service. Now it says that's one. This one is from Abdul Rahman Bako. Master Red Ewo Kaswa. The NPP is the only political party that can develop Ghana to the standard of that we deserve. Master Red Kaswa. It is a great news that once dysfunctional gender ministry is about to get a substantive minister. It is really sad how a very important ministry was rendered extinct under the stewardship of Adjo Asafo, Kwesi Reynolds, Aguna Odobin, and Odifri. Positive change over Medina. The Ghanaian youth is very angry today because of the substandard governance we are having or experiencing. Positive change, Medina, and Ofri. Yanko in him Sabri ka ye nonkuna ba pansima dio no enkono na yanhwe same card registration ye extending na common crab from heat number from on our YP
as a typical Ghanaian we know last minute na obia pese otwen na last minute oba mu free su ya nra na debate na ekoso no yenua representing NDC or Hamire Fingidin or can't say be na me fresh anka enfamento so na me chechiri mu kakra so me nya kwan na osi adenti na ye nye sim registration no ye ne NIA ene telcos ne nya ba ko no migrate wo mo data no emfa ma sim cards no na ka registration be any wo un say DVLA license your driver's license has been migrated. I must say what the Uganda card SH system maybe to me about details of your driver's license. Yeah, for SNIT card. And then ubo or number no Uganda card no so bit about details of your SNIT details. Na ye pese be do baby no nanka Ghana ni bia na ma no kita card baako. So other card of Caribbean net defie. Inti would baby now per SNIT out Uganda card ma. Ebetumi anya wo SNIT wo so. Ukoto abakra na okita Ghana card a. Ebetumi anya wo voters registration details ni nyina e wo Ghana card no so. Da na ebedu baby no tukwan a wo passport kra no details ni nyina e wo Ghana card no so. Nti ehun hia se ebedu baby no ubekita wo passport mpo na de tukwan. Sisi ya mpa ye nya nu sa pempen so no. Ye du pempen so bi a wo ye Ghana ni na wo baby a na person full plane e ba Ghana. Obetumi de wo Ghana card no afro lane e de aba won use passport nti how the person you do ni na nienti a ye ntuma anye saa amfa ma sim registration say nipa abonofo bi a one pay adwuma na da bi a wopese wo hyedan mu na wo frɛfrɛ nkrɔfo do won fa akwanhoro so na wo sisi won je won sika fi won sem daada won no register sim ni bi bo won say bi a nipa abonini no ukofa the sim na ya kyerɛ so akwasi aboagye oya adwuma wo NIT FM just by company blah 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 no they are registered sim no nekita no na odidi money and then odi sim no kodi money wo baabi na police foot trace a ebe trace a ba beto kwasi aboagye e wa ha wo mere kwa kwasi aboagye kra sim no oni baabi a sim no wo it is okay so migrate a oba migrate san krofo no nyina back into the system na won akoso ara our system no madi money and nti ne yesi wan kasa akọ na fa won sa akosisi afiri no so na fa with details na wo de ma eye NIA mo de ye Ghana card na ma on san fa ma won biem na we afa Ghana card no kɔ na kɔ register se na be ya se obi ade wudin adi kan a register card ni bi de dawa mere no so ne ye kate won a won register na ye no na sa card na obi di wudin a register o di bone no na sa card na fi system ni mu anu ne ye pese ye the car say you migrate no be a card akọ sim so a any asaka na yes SNIT ne be dey sa driver's license who say a car so be fan driver's license nko NIA na onko migrate no but you know nipa abonofo bi wo system ni mu a ye pese ye card won akwasisi ye wi a obi fro no ka kire so de sika ato wo card mu nti ummomo so na wallet mu nti yimana so ya attempt say wo de tum kra na okoyi a you bet me trace ye hu nipa akwe a okoyi sika ne bia ya okoyi sika no you bet me put trace system no use sa GPRS system no ehu ba bia nipa akwe no bia hotel na police fu atu no so sa na won akɔkyere na akɔgye sika ma nti eyi ne ye pese ye nti yesre Ghana ni ba biara utie me samri wo sim card no wonya enko register with your Ghana card no bomoden na kɔye nipa bi si 5 cedis bi a woje na wa download app na wo dia register wo wufi no wanti ase na eti ne say
me kra me nti ase
you akwasi wuta akwa abrochiri pa yo kwan bi wo ha ebia wufi minimum America papa ntimi ntumi ma me fa Ghana anya example ebia wufi Accra ukọ Tema wo pa se use motorway akwasi ebe kakra no motorway ni yewi a ye di to beto so ebia betu between 5 and 10 cities to cross the motorway
abana no so onji bio
meba enu ye be enu ye private
10 cities.
Yes.
Wow.
And example keke me nkase sa na obeje me example keke asema me kente na me use sa figure no because better me raise figure ebe any asema me kan be hia okay we dey me say
my BP nkosro
yeah can say obetua 1 to 2 cities na wa sorry anopa ebi esike wo ho na odi atofu el no we need 1 city and now 2 cities are we be cross motorway no ubetumi akọ court say aban empese mekwaye adwuma wotema na odi store ato so a mesika nso ukọ court aban be di for inti other countries near where say the Wunya express road now the private toll to super so be a friend alternative route and inti na beach road no ya start here hu adwuma no inti ye wie na to motorway na beach road no be ya alternative route we are for say one person be use express road no wakọ use beach road no and now when you bang any asembia we abasora no pa wo 2 cities now for so be use express no wakọ fa motorway and also advantage a we use a ubenya na enu bi ni ye Ministry of Communication in Kansi obia wakọ register with so to 5 cities one kan sa ni oboso wa kira on say all system na wo ho na you register sim card dey free no enu da so ho kọ na koye na so to say kwasi aboagye a obetra piece fama 1 minute bia onya 1000 cities na so on to me kwasa lie 5 minutes 10 minutes 30 minutes na the 1000 cities per minute ni embo no obetumi ayi 5 cities no wa download app na sa app no or dey register no wa compare the time per hour hwe me papa nu ya bi na or your top businessman pa no no bi assassin bi want ase na watch no cotton sales or that sales for phones course eba transaction on police say master bra we be man who bail na kofi kan ho yetumi when that what that 1 minute sika be hwe no enya asem ketua wo man who bail no kofi into obi o and business o ye no woman no kwatra ba bi 1 minute sika be hwe no 5 cities into safu no ne yese se wontumi nya wa adwuma ho na won kosa lie na we with time me say me ka pa bra me rose committee chair no wo ka che me say me ma me time 10 minutes kwa kwasi e ba dia ma me it is a sadia me 5 cities na 5 cities no me dia ko download app na ma register na we are wo say we need 5 cities na kona kosa lie na register tia akwasi we say driver's license
mato data na me am data na mato
yes but you a luxury service until you have to pay for it. When you said since you who got the driver's license
so registration is luxury.
No, this service, this particular service, you know. When you say a prestige service, a prestige service.
But don't justify.
When you say you are DVL,
yeah.
Who say you with license? I be call DVL office be with license. Sika be to ya no. Nia ya ja to me parliament ye fee no. Anu na be to ya. But some people say, what time? We need time. Your prestige service you pay more. And get your license.
Let me it is because you see Omayati and my and I. When it comes to sir, I mean yes, may you use DVLA prestige service.
Exactly, I've used it. And I paid more.
Yes, you paid more. They serve you drinks. There's
yes, and within a short time, call baby.
Now call baby. It's fine. But you see, sometimes they also put frustration in the system deliberately. The regular service, no. You see that.
But the regular service, no, be anyway. But me buy my nanto ako. Once I'm here, MTN office.
No, I can't.
Not time and so yeah. Me nanto ko. Obi
I say in the report.
My man typical. It happened just yesterday. Me call Ghana Publishing Company.
Exactly.
Say me call Gazette. He change of. Ewo me ni. Me drew honom. Almost more premium or more normal. Just gazetting. Who ya normal 333 Ghana. Who ya premium a 699 Ghana cedi, just Gazette. And you know what? They are telling me, say, normal one, no, a 5 weeks. And a premium, no, 5 days. But they are advising me, say, premium.
Yes, wait a minute.
Almost say normal one, no. Sometimes, no, bedroom, where we doing?
There be.
Look, if you don't work.
And that system must be checked.
How many people work and even 600
that
Ghana?
System must be checked.
Let me
DVL, who can have for 90 but for premium service.
Unfortunately, who are buying? I gave you a typical example. It happened just yesterday. Assuming how many people work and earn 500 Ghana a month. Na me din problem or how me acquire Ghana card and me acquire passport. Na I say me acquire Gazette. I have to pay 699 Ghana.
That's the point I was just making.
Yeah, because
699 Ghana.
Nipa be said that the obstacles to normal system.
So it's a
it will force you to do the prestige. And we a different topic we have to discuss. Not half on. You find out. Say other mo person mo pescanti na mo de obstacles be atoto the normal sense no be able force to do the prestige. Which is normal. Any corruption.
Any corruption.
Yes, any corruption. It's corruption.
It's corruption. 30 minutes an hour. Or said that because at the end it is a woman baby.
Nti no akwasi anu ye genuine concern. Me nye chinye we hu. Nipa bi to me yes say once you want prestige, quite prestige. And yes, the hand we the obstacles just to have more income or IGF. One away say no munyai. But near person you try to say registration no cost now. Where we need 5 cities, go and do it. 5 cities now one want to mean sorry fee won you mem. Here obi ho ya mechanics o. Me mechanics o ya meka. Atem bi amekwa. Me pa the chok class and we to me eja efika abako ho abaka. Obi akọ workshop bi aka be 5 6. Or you ejuma at the same time. Who so mesan line? Be 30 minutes, 1 hour. Now on fire enye sim registration. Now so 1 hour obetumi dey car bi ehun ejuma enya 100 cedis a. Obey 5 cedis afim. No wa try na workshop ha. Anu po from be try na chale do my thing for me. Papa. No we try 5 cedis no why no ko ni baby. Now so time no be waste about 100 cedis no where you move 5 cedis no dey aye. It yanti ase me ehun say it is there for those who don't have time. And yes so be anko to 5 cedis no ko ye. We need 5 cedis a ti akọ. Na binum ka say enko parliament me pa cho sa prestige services no and administrative na eba enko parliament.
So fees and charges no affect no.
So we also fees and charges to parliament. Where you are paying extra for
see a charge.
Prestige charges. No uko DVL the normal charges now by parliament and we approve under the act of fees and charges. But who pay extra? No, it doesn't go under fees and charges.
Okay. Medasi, Honorable Nuruddin, MONTIE.
I think this matter is simple and straight. The issue of national ID, Sibiu, Ghana, and out of the world. We are part of the world. Several countries have introduced different forms of national ID. Say, a government, a person only a year. This is straightforward issue. Meanwhile, and nemino kasei. Average Ghanaian, you need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards. Averagely. Ubenya passport, Senate card, NHIA, DVLA. Remember, you can't remove it. Because national ID, even Uko US, who health insurance, you have to show the ID. You can't remove it. Because the ID comes with a specific coding. So you can't take it out. You can also take passport out. You can't take driver's license out. Who United States? Who state ID? Who driver's license?
But you have the details in your Ghana card.
But you still have these cards.
Exactly. But you have the details in it.
All these cards also. Who passport out? Telephone number also. Who health insurance? Same telephone number also. All these cards are maybe about DVLA, SNAT, national ID, Nina, phone card was, number was so. So are you saying, say, number bakunu untimin link with this? Now you take up the information so that it will be easy. You yourself is saying, say, SNAT, They say Senate Okwa, you don't need Okwa. They were able to pop up your information and data on the registration under the national ID. So why can't they do the same? Now,
I would say to get these 419 people off the data.
I will come to that. The 419 people, this cannot take them off the data.
It can.
Meanwhile, go to the US. Still, they are doing internet.
You can't.
What you have to do,
you can't completely remove it.
The ministry
to reduce
the ministry,
the frustration that they have in the system.
It's reneging on their job. What the ministry will have to do is to intensify education. Meanwhile, just 3 days ago, and can you defraud me 5,000? Unim ne esi. Mini pebi na also a page attachment. I can show you the text message, Masa. I can't keep you.
The attachment me who ain't here 419 phone quickly.
Sir, Ghanaians want to buy because it's a made in Ghana. So let me pay attachment at all. Obi na fair me say when you one car, I don't for pa. Let me say oh, and then my get in touch. Me try say menya some of the workers in manya, and then me call internet so. Meanwhile, and then me Google attachment. A number pop up, and I call them. Masa want my details in na. Say me got deposit 5,000 cedis in an EcoBank account. But send a text name by you know. I even went to EcoBank account. I feel the say I could be stupid by taking the attachment number just on the internet. I mean verifying you. So I'm trying to get them. I'm not getting them. Finally, Minya will be in here fraud. So it is the responsibility. The fact that frauds are in the system does not mean that all Ghanaians should suffer. It's the responsibility of the ministry to intensify on education. Say nebeya a man for 30 nyoma biase. But say I can't think far. I mean, I said if I don't have Ghana card, I can't use my mobile phone. Today, Master, Uko US, Uko UK.
Ghana card.
Do you need Ghana card? Do you need any form of ID to own a telephone number?
You have to register if indeed you want to register.
No, you don't register card.
But they have to come and learn from us. They have to. Remember, they are learning from us. I'm telling you, sir. Ghana National Health Insurance Scheme, Obamacare. One person by Jatman said they learned from us. But Obamacare, they came to learn our insurance system. Before Obamacare, no more was our private health insurance system. They have a mutual health insurance.
Before Obamacare,
they came to learn from us. They don't want to admit it. Obamacare, they learned from us.
Who learned from us?
US. I'm not what DVL. Now other countries able to your license system, including some developed countries.
Already we have enough to think about. The minister should give us a break. Now, one man dream acquire a fast one yard. Fees here almost 5 CDC. Do you know what 5 CDC mean to ordinary Ghanaian? No, you can't
go and register. It's free.
You can't bring policy that is discriminatory.
It doesn't discriminate. We have so many discriminating policies.
Yes, sir.
I work with license office. It is there. It discriminates. It if you don't have money, go here. If you have money, come here.
Honorable, do you know that this money that they are taking, the 5 cities, do you know that it's a fee for government? It's free. It's not. That's Parliament approving.
No, it's not a fee.
It's a fee.
It's not a fee.
Who said it's not a fee?
Fees and charges have been passed in Parliament.
Listen,
and yes, we process we free.
The fact that
you are paying for prestige services
is fee. When you go to DVLA and you are paying for prestige, doesn't go to the government.
It's
a fee.
When you say you approve fees and charges for DVLA, and members of Parliament on the minority then, Muntaka, every issue said. Of course, DVLA no, how much charging extra? You debate. The bottom line is that extra prestige charges now, for luxury charges and your fee. If you don't don't pay. Go to
no.
That was the conclusion.
No, but even DVLA.
No.
If your point is anything to go by, even normal fee, no, pass over.
Yes.
So they are fees. There is no way you convince me.
Yeah, fees and charges. Yeah.
Say passport. Require passport.
Exactly.
You say ordinary. You say Upe Express to your 100 cities. And when you fee.
I'm not the fee. I say express ordinary.
Yeah, that is express.
It's different from what we are saying.
Express is the same as premium. It's just a nomenclature.
No, there's a difference between this express and a premium.
Oh my goodness. Some say, who you normal 5 weeks. Who you premium 5 days. 5 days in your express.
The passport express different from what we are talking about.
It can be different. There are all fees and charges.
It is fees and charges.
The illegality in the system is too much.
Lazarus fee.
The illegality is too much, honorable. They should do the right thing. These are fees that Parliament needs to approve.
It's not true.
The fact that you download and pay on the internet does not negate the fact that it's a fee paid to government. In any case, it doesn't go to government. According to the government coffers. Don't they account it as IGF?
No, telcos app now be loading. The ministry spent and the telcos together spend in creating the app.
And the ministry doesn't get its share.
That's
they don't get it.
In terms of DVLA form lastly a prestige service now, you know. If they get a share, they don't account that.
Yes, they account into government coffers. So
exactly.
It's a revenue
so
for
the
government.
fact that IGF generated
No. We and yet wouldn't also mean we did sad debate because
well,
you know
that. I can't say that is how it is. You can accept it because if you have a parliament, a debate, your bottom line is
the fact that parliamentarians have debated, they can't.
But we debate within the ambit of the law.
No,
without the law.
These are clearly fees. Upache said, they say me call for express. Now me could try. That money, doesn't include the normal and the express. It includes it. The normal air 1 city, the express air 2 cities. 2 cities, they include 100 cities plus the express charge. So they are all fees. It's minister, Michelle. The illegalities in the system is too much. Okay,
no doing
equal opportunity. She say, Chroma Eshe. Me kwaya card I see mintia. Akaka krakra mframa ye yusuka ye beka say.
Okay, medasi. No doing. Medasi.
We refer to the NDC. But now can be say BBC million reduce that more for no man na ya na e free. Here mum ye buy. Here mum ye buy I had free education now. You didn't know maybe free education. Senior high school education. Free.
So you are happy with the education our children are having?
Yes, we are. They are.
You are happy.
Very.
You are happy.
Very
honorable.
Very.
Your constituency,
they are listening to me. Me constituency for and free senior high school ama and can move to schools and then when you are more school. Half loaf is always better than none.
What we are saying is that as a government operating within the law, you should do the right thing.
Okay,
so my kind of comment or 5 cities go to parliament, let parliament approve under the fee and charges.
Main kind of comments no. Honorable, if you have to be asking about Kwama, see, do the police allow people to use phones when they are in the police cells? What you're saying is not true. I don't know. When the park I'm saying back now, can I say bia unchimu ne bia
we uko police station na. Onim say obi o ha panyi bi o kra to me e de ne to. Kanta back say we be a case. The personality we hire to me found until we have 1 or 2 of the case will be of police are not still inside the cell. What the counter back, what we have for even transfer to business. When
who has been
no, can I say?
Make cancel will be say, in fact, a young call.
That's how to move that VIP.
And when I can't say sales, VIP sales.
Crazy, please. It is time, my people of Odumasi Krobo and so many and ECG. Sat down to address the impasse between them on the prepaid meters. That Mr. Tay, God first it, and OD free, the Kobo land issue, and who has and now, one here also says, I get sudden anytime I hear that an issue erupts at a school, and the first thing authorities do is to debordenize students, which affect greatly the students' performance. That's Alex Kofi Yarani. Adenta Commandos Research. I'm sure you know why they've closed down the boarding facility. Keeping them there was becoming chaotic, isn't it? Musa Abatua Asawasi says, when you see people criticizing their own government for abysmal performance and lack of trust, that government is on its way to opposition. Musa Abatua, and by DJ O'Malley and YOC Goss. So President Nana Addo is working very hard for Ghana's progress and prosperity. DJ O'Malley and YOC. Al-Hassan Sisi, Zenu Central. The NPP led by Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo is confused entity in government. Their behavior and actions are just like their symbol, the elephant. Al-Hassan Sisi, and by Charles Nyame, Asaman Kesi. We are here in this sorry state today as a country because of the gross misconduct and arrogance with which this NPP government officials are handling our economy. Eric Okono La Paz, the hardship that Ghanaians are going through, PRC wants to increase tariffs. Ghana is indeed in the hands of wrong people. Mama G Wakaswa, I am urging the newly appointed Minister for Children and Social Protection to work hard and protect our children who are being raped in our various schools and communities. That's Mama G. Odifri Kaswa and Odebai. Pablanvi Pokrasi Bengazi says, can President Akufo-Addo say that NPP has the men who can work for Ghana? Sami Boachi Asaman Kasi, I think we should commend the president for attaining the grassroots and full soldiers call for listening. I'm sure that's what, I don't know what do you mean by attaining. Listening to grassroots and full soldiers call to appoint a new minister to replace Adjura Safo, Sami Boachi, Edifri Asaman Kasi, and Odebai. In fact, breaking the 8 is not just a slogan for the MPP, but a project. So we are going to put more effort to it so that we can break the 8. That is one. We can break the 8. That's one here from Yao Frimpon, MPP coordinator, Agna Nyakrum, and Odifri. Cindy Bay says the MPP government led by Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and his hard-working team are working tirelessly to overcome our challenges as a nation. Let's play our part. Robbie Fashion, DCM, so Ghanaian show trust Nana Addo. He has better plans for Ghana. That is one here from Robbie Fashions. Came here, come on. Maybe Menji kakra fi bo honom say omanpanyi enra na beto dwa say wa appointed Zuwera Laraba, Gender, Children and Social Protection. I'm sure say we all know issues surrounding that particular ministry. Adjura Safo and in sense same enra omanpanyi aya appointment enti benfo mi no otin jesi eba be the deputy enti ombeko appointment committee enim. Honorable
well Mamia, I'm born the gender minister. Meaning, the kakre be pet.
Laraba, okay.
Yeah, I mean to me, can't enough about him. And Rana, I said I call there to send him. She said, "Me read about whom he is." But or your MP, na baby, or your MP or no, let's just say no more thing, and say a battlefield. Now, what to me, and we need wale about be MP. No, the next just say but to me, Jumano. Need deputy in the minimum. Let's say Parliament 4 years. Very quiet, very sober, very respectful. Me just say subanga minimum say or one the pan be kwa kwa bomuni senior and substantive minister na kwa kwa bono my MP no me abenu. Koboso wo office baby ana nsema yetete na ana ibi ntanya akono. And so the deputy na minimum no I think Francisca, I think a minimum the quiet type, very hardworking minister. Okono ko bere no ho ase na won be no nkan bom. Na one year juma. Substantive minister and the ministry not to watch a me sure say issues. And the juma bibri be ho work one kan bom quickly. Na no mami wa ba see na so na no deputy minister or hold it down. And sana
yeah
nti ebia na nature president man no kra na say ebia na the minister ni ho no. Behind the scenes, no na or your jumani be because they are not on paper. Because minister for social and so is taking care as a responsible minister. But in a matter of fact, na deputy minister no na adwuma nyina na report to the acting minister no. Nti ebia na adwuma ye wo ministry ho na so ani. Emra na the boss ni ho no. Nti na why elevating no. Nti onko na onko yes. Just unfortunate for Adwa Safo. Mesre ansana meko Adwa Safo issue no so na. Ministry ho na adwuma ba ko ho ye school feeding. A very big department under the ministry because almost every district in this Ghana there's a school feeding program. Payment for Kwashiganya issue. Into how the issues or into okay one on a Madam Kwashiga and Mrs. Kwashiga entrance na one kasa na want to make sure that school feeding for 1 2 hours. But the binum ka ache pa be ka 2-3 terms be 4 terms. You best because say the last payment our year no one enya payment. Ayensu ano omu nyina obi enya payment. Nti ama one number of terms ayentu ya wan kana akona nim bebre. But the last payment our year no interest e wo ayensu ano e wo Eastern region no omu enya payment. You best school feeding for say mutie me especially accountant me na kasa. Ma ko na akomo kire me say it's an error. So they are working on it. You best say omu nya ntem na wontu ya saafo no ka. Best bebre. Wokwe wonkoye adwumaden na lip any school feeding any niam bia e hawa adwene pa ye mofra wode won sresere ade wo kwa ho akwasi nan san ba kwa ba kra ne so bo ho yarefo bi abofra bi yare da hospital me nu nti a doctors no elizi won ema sankrofo no wode speakers ne microphones abegina kwa ho na onipo yare obi okro mpo otum say na drip si ne so na doctor fo na pene ne ya to drip no ne ya na abegina kwa ho na esrese sika da akwasa na yare yesre won a wo masafo no sika no wonyai wo sika pa so do bo yarefo akokolebu yarefo no bebiri gu wo ko hu doctor fo na wo be kire okwan abefa so ya be donate na wo de ama won sun say wo be ma akofo yarefo abetena kwan ho ni nyina Ministry of Gender and Children Affairs won adwuma under the Department of Social Welfare won hwe na sa na me ni nyina won ye mofra bi a wodo won fi other countries me person me bo country bi adin a once wodo won be sresra ade akwase wonim say sa mofa na bi tumi nyinga na fe won ko won kuro mu bi no nga be Ghana fo kwanko school wansu adwuma ne ma me ne papa de no achina kwan ho asra de a wa be Ghana ni patena Ghana so many years 20-25 years afi onye adwuma ofatu ya akwase me na wo sno ori tu ne beba nti ye be sra minister wa be sa afo no nhwe wodo won ko won kuro mu ne be ya won fo won ko wodo won ko na nyi yensu won fo nhwe school mu nga be Ghana fo yi se na be yo be wie no na okita education okita trade bi a obetumi ede aboa na wa meye ohaw ana asudi anformal mengi minister wa be won hwe na sa na me nyina onye na akwese na mbisa me hu se ntimi so bituwe they are appointing me minister because tell me bi awona ma otumi ko hu ade bi otika mu na unya wo hu nti minister si wo fa ha nti wo fa na hu sa di na den na want to me say me kura na menye minister me tumi hu biribi na ma frɛ me frɛ department ana agency na quickly na wanga ba beye
Lankusa ne dwane ntɛmenti hu
I was so to me e say one say ofanko won say na nsu bi tai ho nsu bi tai ofanko bridge na say overhead na say nsu to yo na ye gota ni mwasiw nsu ya na over front last me ba me twam na me hu na me ba na na ya kase bi se febu no so kan ho asem Mr. Fred Honorable Chief CEO for Ghana Highways Authority acting CEO senti you took car call the office me na kwatena ase many who are no Fred Regional Director of Ghana Highways Authority. Midfield abeba na adwumayefo wo ho a woye ho adwuma. Afi me hu say major project nti wo gya akiri me hu say o ma baya ma say nsu no agyae. Nti yesre minister wutwam no hu say mofra esresre ade wo kwan ho a. Bisa hu say me na me agenda minister.
Okay.
Sa mofra yesre ade wo kwan ho me den no wo do afa so. Afi akwasi won a wo twetwe I'm getting the tree right. What Adwa Safo ewo radio so na social media so no wonyai me de mi hu say maame no oyare enye yare bia na yetumi de beto abonten eka obi a no a odi sika pem ekwa pre parliamentary seat ni wanya na yasenga man minister aka ho no be so akotena abrochiri wonga ti abrochiri mom no wako school wi a wo ba Ghana ha be pre ministerial position ni MPs
ana be si former
na watumi enya sa appointment no be akotena abrochiri so mba. There's something basically wrong. Ghana, the Kasobi, I see who so nipa no. ɔdampa so adre pusi ne so ɛnyɛ obi ɔda hɔ anaasɛ mtafrakyɛ wapa ne ho anaasɛ tɛbi mtafrakyɛ ne ho ayɛ fi anaasɛ ɔdampa so adre pusi ne so nko ana ɔyare maame no so ɔnyare a ne ɔyɛ no ɔnyɛ nti aban president agye post na firi nsɛm afa parliament nso obi a ɔyare wontumi ɛnyɛ o seat ne nto parliament nso ɛwɔ process a wagu so a wopɛ so wagye ne seat ne firi nsɛm na mmom yɛbɛsrɛ onyɔnko da no da nti wɔn a wɔde yɛn nuabea ne te social media so ne radio so a wotwa nara paa no pamekyɛw no ɔyɛ no ɛnyɛ ne pɛ na ɔde yɛ obi a no wɔbɛnya saa kwan yi a ɔbɛyɛ ne adwo ayɛ no ɛnyɛ ne pɛ na abusuafo nhwɛ na wɔnsane yare na wɔnsane mmerɛ bie medase
appointment of new ministers.
Ayare sa the way we are the MBBO.
Sa appointment long
over. Me nim sa osio yade o. Osi ne ba o the family.
Akwasi obi o gbon boy yare o yare o.
Nudi is important
obi enye yare bia na wo yare no nim se wo yare.
Me dey me free say.
Enti o yare.
Me say enye yare bia na wo yare no. Why go hospital?
No, I'm saying enye obi asem o kan honorable address.
Me patch say me nim so yare na so yare and the meaning I don't know that for fact.
But that's what you said. One kase wo yare. Was say neba. And they are going through issues. Inte bia honorable air canona but was say neba and if me ba
address for yare me say e bia no oyare. Okay. And then yare bia wo yare no na wo yare wo nim say wo yare.
Okay. This appointment is long overdue. Your ministers are more krum hakra no. Nipa no wontu kwan. As a president, ehun say na edwuma na enso yini a otano. I know that you can't fault the president say was some minister. It's not maybe based on performance on one appointee. So Abu Chin, you know, I start with a minister. And he said, and then President Eka say, or Susana, I don't think it's something that we should dwell too much about it. Me the deputy minister and wow him say, where my neighbor, her constituency share a boundary with Aswanse. And he obi awade adepa eba kotoko there, your mona bro. Anye bia no Ashanti region anya deputy minister abeka nti I will congratulate her. Ohwe Kwabiri Easter is a constituency that gives MPP the highest number of votes in Ghana. And not just say if she works that hard now abai if we say there's a time to reward her, I don't have any problem with that. Because of these Ajua Safu back and forth issues, you know, ama wa osha gender ministry, you know, omu ejuma no abafom. Osha school feeding, osha leave, osha all other program, no. It's really a problem because you need a substantive minister to push about cabinet meetings and your deputy minister beyond about giving some instructions and not taking the baton to make sure that things are done. Deputy ministers, so many of them cannot do what the ministers would be able to do. And let's face reality. The management of Adwa Safono affected Ghanaians enormously. President should take a cue in this. And yeah, Adwa Safonko. Ministers are more juma and shame, you know. The president has the prerogative to change them. From for the Republic, you can't have a team without mistake. Yankase reshuffle, you know. Sorry, no, they be a reshuffle. But within 4 years, Okobob match, how many minutes? And 90 minutes, 45. But even within 45 minutes, you know, ultimate assessment, right? Now, we adjust your players. If the ministers are not doing well, the president has every right to change the team or swap them to make sure that we get the maximum benefit and returns that we expected. Adwa Safo, president should have done this long ago, but like I said, it's the president's prerogative. Adwa Safo, Some will say it's good. Some will say it's bad. I'm not here to judge. And then me buy yare, and now me yere a yare. I did me bia and I was me jai. Let me go because when I'm sick and old, they are the ones that will take care of me. Until the priority to take care of the family when they are in need of her is equally important. Oh, no, but I don't want to go there. Chairman supposed to refuse to accept and approve her absence. And we know lots of MPs that they approve. Why the chairman supposed to refuse to approve her absence when he's approving for others? Let's not go there. We have judges who are sick and they are seeking medication 2 years. They are in the house, they are not working, but they are paid. We have public servants who are working for government. They go for medical treatment 2-3 years. They are receiving their salary. Who says doctor 3 years? Who says doctor didn't approve? She brought it.
Yeah, it's not true. Look, I don't want to go there because I privileged committee here and want to
because you people targeted it. The target was addressed.
What is your problem?
Do you know that the setting up of the committee in Ukraine was to target Adwasafu? The setting up of the committee was to target Adwasafu. You know, Muntaka came and said it. Why don't you do the right thing? I was said here, so I'm pardon way, and Adwasafu knew because the leadership were against her.
Honorable said she may not be well. I don't know why, or because if I tried the country, I want to be.
When I tried the crow, now what I say she's not well. But when she's not well, tried the crow, under emergency, and she needs to be there as a mother. I don't know what that chairman supposed to say. As a father, when they need you, you abandon them. Let's face reality. Adwasafu why ye ama MPP. She was not mean a person, but deputy majority leader. Udrin said, "Send a white brass sika."
She can
just abandon. There are rules and regulations for service. And the rule says if for any reason you can't come.
MPP. Have I ever been given an opportunity to serve in that capacity? It's not true. 1992. Don't go there. No,
if I'm not go there, look at my constituency. You have not held that position.
When I got now.
Majority leader, you've not gotten there.
Did I give the opportunity to serve as a majority leader? What are you talking about? And the opportunity given. We're contesting or winning here. It's an opportunity given.
Such a person.
What can constituency who need prime minister, you can sleep and become the MP the next day. I will compare to Ayensiano.
So why
you have to work hard to win?
Why did
when every opportunity, many also be like Ghana have or your MPP here. MPP are one thing Stop it.
Why chairman
stop it.
Refuse to appoint her leave of absence. Why?
Why did you when the opportunity to be the opportunity to give opportunity to serve as the deputy minister?
It's a hard work.
It's a hard work. Are you trying to say people want hard work? So
opportunity.
What are you talking about?
Are you now telling me that MPP give position to non-hardworking people? I'm saying that she's a hardworking person. That is why you gave her that position.
Suddenly, so he refused to serve.
No, you refused to allow her to serve. When she had a problem and she wanted leave of absence, you refused
she has been removed
to give
Parliament.
Munyino, is that also called Parliament? Yeah, you know. What's also called Parliament? Who named the other way? And then I need an abo. Ochina would name. Ochina would name. Me tomo phone say, Muye bibia, if you are cutting, I watch the knife that you are using. Because Ochina, same knife would be used to cut you. Intermediate, Adwasafu, being an MP is not the ultimate. You have served your people. You have served your country. You have served the people of Ghana. The rest, leave it with God. Your family first. Take care of the family. If they want, they should sack you. Yame, God will provide. But me no, Yame can say, Adwasafu, you people have not treated her well.
Miss me does say, you'd be see you had him saying, before. That's Honorable Samuel IP, former Member of Parliament, Ayensuano, and Nuruddin Hambi Dan, former MC Asokoriman Pon, as I say, NDC Communication Team Member, and Secretary Zongo Kokos, yes, so na Yako, and Neukwe. Ochina, Odami. The bonnet, the crowd, what I'm saying. Ochina. KWASI. Yes, I am done with my hustle.
Mamily and Kerry. Dance so make a baby baby no I no name me by
Bantamin can't make
Amanya me uninya da ki ya go to sam as is see what you walking can be in the